Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Arizona University is expected to finalize a move to the Big 12 in the near future. If Arizona does move, Arizona State and Utah are rumored to be following them. Meanwhile, Oregon, Washington, Cal, and Stanford are considering leaving for the Big 10 and putting the Pac-12's future in jeopardy. In baseball, the San Francisco Giants and Oakland Athletics are playing at the Coliseum Saturday and Sunday as part of the Bay Bridge Series. Oakland A's fans are once again planning a reverse boycott for Saturday's game with sell the team towels, coordinated protest signs, and chants and more. If you can't make it to Oakland, you can listen to both games here on Sacktown Sports. Those are your headlines. Let's get started with the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarrzz.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With JayMarrzz.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarrzz. On
Good morning, Dave. We're on the air. He didn't even do the hand thing. You know why?
Why did he not?
He's not here.
What do you mean he's not here?
I mean, it's only the second time this week I've been on in the morning. You think he would have been here early to greet me with pastries, possibly a hug? No.
A hug would be nice.
Hugs always are nice, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long morning, night, day for me. Could use a hug and a pastry this morning. No worries though. Dave's just having some car issues. He'll be here next segment. JayMarrzz, Kyle Ledbetter, taking you until 6:12 when Carmichael Dave arrives. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing lovely today. I'm excited to be here. Living a dream.
Are you? You're one of the only people at 6:02 that's excited to be here.
Absolutely. But this isn't fair, though. I'm excited about almost everything.
That's true. You do get up for some of the weirdest things. Did you get up for the Ocho last night?
I did not, but when I was when they first started doing it, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago. Oh, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Oh, really?
But yeah. No, I did not stay up. Although we talked about it yesterday, I did not stay up for the Netherlands pole vaulting competition or the giant I think there was table hockey in there. There was beer holding. There was cherry pit tossing.
Table hockey was definitely in there. I know we were going over yesterday because I think SlamBall re-debuted yesterday as well.
Yeah,
that's the thing they're really pushing. Oh, by the way, at some point today, and I know Dave is probably listening right now. What do Dave, SlamBall, and beef all have in common? There's a tease for you.
You mean beef like actual meat?
No.
Beef?
Like he's angered somebody.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, SlamBall related, believe it or not.
I'm curious to hear what this will be. That's called a tease.
That's a tease, folks. You might find out more about that. Just got to clear it through the higher ups so that I can even bring it up. Anyways, yeah, no, the Ocho, the one, yeah, here we go. Here's the list in front of me. This is the one that killed me. I believe it's on today. Oh, did we already miss it? Because I think these are Eastern times. I think we missed the Microsoft Excel World Championships.
Yeah, I was confused what that was. Dave made the joke that it was just people filling out talent sheets.
Yeah, which, by the way, folks, if you want to know what a talent sheet is, that's when us that, our talent or someone like me who moonlights as a talent every once in a while, we do an endorsement or something, we have to fill it out to get paid. Yeah. Other than that, no, I would imagine it's like people like who can come up with the craziest formula. I don't know. Then again, I could Google it, but I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah. So what time does it say on the sheet that was on?
Well, I'm looking at this. It says, so today is 8/4. Good. I'm glad I got that right. So it would have been today. It says 7 a.m., but again, I don't know. Is this East? It doesn't say if it's Eastern or, oh, it is Eastern time. Yeah, we missed it.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, we missed it. It was 2 hours ago.
I guess technically it was on while I was here, but I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll get a replay of that.
Oh,
I hope so.
I hope so. I would have wanted to know what that was.
Yeah, because on right now, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Extreme Axe and Knife Games.
Okay, that seems.
Have you been to those bars that they do the axe throwing? I've never axe thrown.
I've been to a place actually. What is the name of the barbecue place right next to Golden One Center?
Oh, Sauced.
Yes, Sauced has one of those in the back room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I ate there one time, they had axe throwing at the back. I never did it, but that's the only place I've ever seen axe throwing.
Yeah, because they do it at bars, which obviously bars serve alcohol. I just feel like alcohol and throwing axes is a really bad combination.
I've seen a video one time of like the axe bouncing back at someone.
See, this is what I'm
that's
talking
where I'm
about.
like, no, I don't want to deal with that.
I just I gotta ask Cody down the hall because I know she's done it before. She's put it on IG. If it's fun, it just I don't know. I've just never really the idea of just chucking axes has never really been.
Well, my philosophy is I'll try anything once. Okay. So I think, in fairness, I'm not going to outright dismiss it, but it's never been something where I'm like, yes, I really want to go do this thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's where I am. It's hard for me to get motivated to do something where I'm like that with TV shows. I'm the worst. Like people will tell me, watch a show. And I always have this reservation about starting something new that I finally do it and I like it. I don't know why. It's weird.
Yeah, I understand that.
One of my weird quirks. Is that a word?
It's just a time thing for me. I don't know if that's the case for you. Like,
it's a lot of it's usually a time thing. I don't have a lot of time these days.
Yeah.
And my time just got even more limited. I was telling you off the air, I'm a brand new cat dad.
Yeah, I'm really curious how this came to be because we didn't have time to tell the full story. My
wonderful parental units sent me a message on, I believe it was Monday. It might have been Tuesday. I don't know. This week has been so hectic and crazy for me. And there was this little baby kitten in their backyard that had taken up space. And, my dad went up to it. It was very clear the cat was like starving. It was like skin and bones. I mean, it's a kid. I mean, I have an appointment tomorrow to take him in. But, yeah, so he's like texting me. This is the sweetest cat. Here's the thing. My son was over at the house when they found the cat. Guess who fell in love with the kitten?
That would be your son.
That would be my son.
Maybe it was you, but I
didn't meet the kitten. Only my kid and my parents met the kitten.
Oh, so your son was at the grandparents' house.
They were,
and just by chance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness.
Yep, and the kitten ends up in the backyard. My dad and my mom are texting me all day about it, and I'm just finally like, fine, I got it. I will adopt the cat. So went and picked him up last night, brought him home. He's running around the house, scared to death, poor little guy. Like I say, he's probably like 2 months old.
Oh, goodness.
A couple nervous diarrhea moments, so that was fun to clean up. Then he's hiding under the couch, and yeah, man, I couldn't sleep properly knowing, he's kind of loose. So I'm on 2-3 hours of sleep. So if I'm a little extra ornery today, don't mind me.
I'm not worried about that.
I'm mainlining caffeine this morning. And I had reservations about bringing up that I have a kitten with Dave, because I don't know if you know Dave's kitten story from his childhood.
I do not.
Better he tell it than I do.
Yeah, let's hope he forgets about it.
He'll never forget about it. Trust me. It's definitely something that
I just meant to bring it up on air, since we're sure he's listening.
That's always I can just distract him. I'll just say something else and he'll move on. But so I had that. So between that and obviously this is only my second time in mornings, been hosting in afternoons this week. It's just been a rough one.
So this all was going down while you were at the station yesterday?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So I'm putting the timeline of events together here.
The cat was found on Monday, and my parents held him. So I got off air yesterday, went, picked him up, brought him home, and then I got to grab my son. I'll have him today, so he'll be home, and I got to, work with him on being calm because, the cat's still a little timid, as most animals would be that are going from, we're guesstimating like a month out in the wild to like indoor settings.
Yeah.
And, my son is not the calmest child in the world. So that's going to be, again, something that'll be very, very fun to try to calm him down and get the cat used to the house. I am just hoping that when I go home today, that my house is not in shambles, that there is not poop and pee. He knows where the cat box is. He knows how to use the cat box, according to my parents. So hopefully he uses the cat box. That's my big thing. If I get home and he's used the cat box, we're good.
That is
everything
cool
else
thing.
will figure out.
That's the cool thing about cats. They like instinctively know to go to litter to use the bathroom, which is cool.
You know, cats get a really like bad rap on a lot of stuff. Like I get it. I like dogs too. Like I'm not one of those people that it's cat or dog. Like you can like both. It's fine. Cats are just low maintenance for the most part. Like once you get through this little kitten stage right here and just kind of get them used to their surroundings, they're fine. I like them because they can take care of themselves. Like a dog can't take care of themselves.
Even during the adjustment period for the kitten, a lot of the time is spent like hiding in dark places.
Exactly.
And what kittens like.
That's what he's doing right now. He spent majority of the night under the couch.
Which is easier for you, but also creates a little bit of fear about like, what is this cat going to do while I'm not here?
That's the thing. And that is the fear I'm living with right now. So I'm like trying to get it out of my brain. Like it'll be fine. He'll be fine. You know, I have a pretty small area. I'm pretty sure I've covered up anywhere where he could hide. That would be like an issue getting him out of. He should be good. As I say that, I am fully anticipating walking into the house to like some sort of disaster today.
That might be the lack of sleep that's messing with your head a little bit there.
No, that's just my OCD, honestly.
You know what?
Like,
That's also
I'm one of the
fair.
like I convince myself like the worst thing is going to happen.
That's fair. And you don't know. You're in uncharted territory, let's say, because I don't think you've ever had a pet before. At least not
on my own. Not on my own. I've had pets with roommates, but this is my first pet as an adult on my own.
As a parent, this is the first time your child has.
And my child is thrilled. Like I FaceTimed him with the cat last night. He was like losing it. I think he even scared the cat on FaceTime.
Okay, that'll be an interesting experience to have.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, enough of yapping about cats and lack of sleep. Coming up, leading off, the Hall of Fame game. It was anything but Hall of Fame worthy. Giants grabbed 3 of 4 from the D-backs, and the Bay Bridge Series happening this weekend. JayMarrzz, Kyle Ledbetter, and a soon-to-be here, Carmichael Dave, right here on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com. Leading off is next.
Listen up. Coming up at 1 on Friday.
The NFL Network's Steve Weiss joins Whitey and Watkins to break down Trey Lance's future and how the Niners are shaping up for 2023. That's 1 p.m. this Friday on Sacramento's home for the 49ers, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. The credit crunch is getting worse, and it's by design. As the Fed continues its march to higher and higher rates to combat inflation, it is having the desired effect of moving banks to tighten their lending standards, putting the pressure on small and mid-sized businesses who need to secure funding to run and perhaps grow their revenue. Corporate bankruptcies are rising, as are consumer debt delinquencies. Industries such as technology and energy can sometimes weather these storms due to their profitability. Will current tight labor crunch the White House plans to increase U.S. manufacturing? Expected U.S. investment from the CHIPS and Science Act, Inflation Reduction Act, and bipartisan infrastructure law will flow billions into industries who are already short on skilled workers. Training is a paramount need to reduce the talent gap between the U.S. and global workers. Recent increases in the labor force participation could help reduce this crunch and help shift employment from lower-paying service sector jobs to these higher-paying fields. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
They are in victory formation right now, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson will take a knee right there. The Jets will not call their last timeout. Robert Saleh is off his sideline. Kevin Stefanski is too, and they meet in the middle of the field, congratulate each other, wish each other well, and Kevin says, we'll see you in Cleveland.
Oh, a doozy, they say.
Absolute doozy.
Also, is off your sideline the new off your rocker?
He's off his sideline. 21-16 is your final.
I don't know why it's so funny, but you pull out a bunch of Nutri-Grain bars from your pocket.
Hey, that's breakfast, baby. Good morning, everybody.
That's just a way. It's just like, here's my Nutri-Grain bars.
Did I miss anything?
You missed a lot.
Yeah? What was the highlight?
I'm a new cat dad, and there is somebody in this building with serious beef with you.
Uh-oh.
Like, serious beef with you.
Shocking. Well, who?
We can get into that
That's
later.
a tease. Jay.
What?
We've worked together a lot. We just talked about
I know,
this.
but you know, it's your fault for not listening to the first segment.
What part of you thinks that I'm not going to be able to concentrate on anything? Because now I'm like, well, who? Who has beef?
Cattle ranches? One of our coworkers texted you a couple weeks ago about SlamBall. Big SlamBall fan because you have some SlamBall connections.
I do.
You do, and you never got back. You didn't even text them back. It's actually someone you like too.
You know what's super sad? I know that somebody did. I actually do not remember who it was, even though you told me that. Who likes SlamBall? Is it Chris? No.
Johnson is a huge SlamBall fan.
Oh, crap. I like Jay.
That's what I said. It's someone you actually like, too.
I do. Oh, man. Now I don't even remember what he asked me to do, but I
don't think he asked you for anything specifically.
All right. I'm going to call Jay. Was this discussed on yesterday's show?
The segment took a left turn.
Did you?
We were talking about the Ocho, and then boom.
Yeah. Did you? I assume since you were there, you defended me.
I said you're easily guilt tripped, so I'm like, oh, that's fine. You'll get whatever you need out of it.
That's 100% correct. I absolutely will. Good morning, everybody. I'm sure I would imagine you guys mentioned I have a car.
I said car trouble.
Yeah, I dropped my car off for some maintenance-y thing. They gave me a loaner. The good news is it was one of the, if not the fastest production car on the market in 2017.
What?
This thing is insane. Not that I've tested it out.
I say, are you doing the vroom vrooms?
Dude, this thing. I actually have a video. I hid my phone. I have a video of my daughter not expecting the takeoff. I'll show you at the break when we went to dinner last night.
Was it like one of those roller coasters that goes 0 to 60?
It presses you back in the seat. The bad news is I couldn't figure out how to start it today. So that's a long story there. I'm here and hello and welcome in. And it's a Friday. Love you all. And there was football sort of yesterday. I thought Aaron Rodgers did not incomplete a pass.
True.
Did not.
It was crazy that he was able to see.
You know it's preseason.
Please tell me you saw the interview with him in the dark.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
No, I took my daughter to dinner instead of finishing the game. I noticed Zach Wilson, though, 3 of 5.
Yeah, no, the legendary Zach Wilson. Has the kid figured it out?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just surprised that he was that high on the depth chart, to be honest. That was my biggest takeaway. I'm like, wait, Zach Wilson's playing?
I stayed long enough I was in and out, but as I said yesterday, it's the lead up, it's the music, it's the announcers, it's the pageantry, right? It's DeMarcus Ware singing the national anthem.
Which, by the way, not that bad.
No, I thought he sang it well. And here we go. 21-16. Is Robert Saleh on the hot seat?
Yes, 100%.
100,000%.
Are the Browns Super Bowl contenders now?
Are they? We don't know. So that is our top story. Football is sort of back. Next up, Hard Knocks. In the meantime, cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
The 2-2 pitch on the way to Wade. He swings it. It's a high drive right field. Going back on the ball. Carroll watching it. It is gone. Up onto the arcade. Lamont Wade Jr.
Lamont Wade Jr. Late night Lamont, except it was a day game.
Late day Lamont?
Yeah, I guess late afternoon.
Early evening Lamont.
Yeah, I'll yes.
Early afternoon.
That's fine too. Giants take 3 of 4 from the Diamondbacks, and they just won't go away.
What if I were to tell you
the
San Francisco Giants have the 3rd best record in the National League?
Yeah, I know they had the 7th best record in Major League Baseball as of yesterday. They still do. They're just one game behind the Astros now for 6th, and they go to 61-49. They have won 3 in a row. They have won 7 of 10. They are just 2.5 behind the Dodgers, who had a bye week. And
that's just mean.
I mean, come on, man. It's not the A's fault.
It's not
the players, not the manager.
Well, they're the ones on the field.
Yeah, but they're just not.
You play the game to win the game.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, if Oakland decided to throw out the staff of Sacktown Sports it wouldn't look far different from what's going on right now, and I wouldn't blame us either.
Well, and it sucks for the Giants, too. Again, you get 3 or 4 from the D-backs. The Dodgers, as you say, get the A's at the perfect time because the Dodgers had struggled the previous 2 series. And unfortunately for the Giants, they can't make up any ground in the West, but do get a little bit of distance in the wild card race.
Yeah, they do, and that's fine, and that's what it's shaping up to be. Look, a lot of time left, but this is where baseball gets fun. And the Giants are putting themselves in a position to where they can actually make a little. The NL West is not unreachable by any stretch of the imagination, and the next part of what I'm going to say actually ties into cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
Yeah.
Sell 'em, John.
Sell 'em, John. Am I looking at this right? Are they off today?
Yeah. No, remember, 2-game series.
That is so weird to be
Saturday,
off on
Sunday.
a Friday. Bay Bridge series this weekend, Giants A's. Is this the last one ever? Could next year, could it be in I-80 corridor series? The answer is no. But stranger things have happened. Not really.
If they do move to Vegas, what do we call it in the series? The
Southwest series, the Want to Get Away series. I don't know. The only connection between Sacramento and Las Vegas is Southwest flights.
Right.
I honestly, I do not know. Stripling versus Blackburn, a combined 2-6 with an ERA resting around 5 for the 2 of them.
Stripling versus Blackburn sounds like a court case, not a pitching matchup.
It sounds like a legal show on TNT.
Right.
Yeah.
Stripling versus Blackburn.
Giants, A's 30-80, just 15-39 at home, and they'll be playing there. Are the Giants saying goodbye to the Coliseum? I like how we have not even come close to solving that issue at all, as far as where the A's are going to play next year.
Well, and did you see? I think it was Bally's had to talk about like their Q2 earnings report.
Yes.
So like, yeah, we're about 18 to 24 months away from knowing what the hell's going to happen here.
Imagine sitting there with a 1.2 billion pending situation going on. What
no
do we
big
have?
Deal.
Let's see, 6:20. Oh, that means we have 1 minute. I missed the opening segment, and you had breaking news.
Yeah.
So you have a cat,
a kitten.
Why?
Why? I have to repeat the story.
We just told the story.
No, I know. This was not your choice, right?
Well, my parents found a kitten in their backyard. Yeah. Super cute kitten. Same day my son was over. So they worked me all Monday, texted me how cute it is, how much Isaiah loves the kitten.
Do they not love you?
They do, and they love their cats more, and they love animals more than their children, which I get.
Where is Kitten right now?
Kitten's at home.
Where at home? Just roaming free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had 2 diarrhea disasters, had to clean up last night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's probably going to be. Well, what about the kitten though?
The kitten, that's the thing.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
I can't even be mad at that. I can't even give you a glare or anything.
Not even that.
Well timed.
When you come home today and you have pieces of furniture everywhere.
That's what I was telling Kyle. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm kind of anticipating coming home to a disaster, but also he's kind of chill.
Would you like me to, as an early birthday present, order for you right now a little kennel that you should be keeping Kitten in while you're at work every day?
I got a cage.
Cage works, but I assume Kitten is not in cage.
Well, I'm just glad we can. No, he's not. I'm just glad we can have this conversation. I told Kyle I wasn't sure if it was going to trigger you bringing up the kitten.
That's a murder cat remark, isn't
it?
Yeah. That's well, just, you know what? Don't let the cat sleep on your chest.
I won't.
I'm perfectly at ease with the fact that I accidentally rolled over and killed a kitten when I was 12 years old. Unfortunately, my sister is not.
Oh, she's still
every year I get a card and I've said this. It's some variation of a cat. I'll bring it in next week. My birthday, I'll bring it in when I come back. It'll be some version of a cat with angel wings, a halo, something. And then she'll say, hey, just say every year.
A tradition like
just saying hi. We'll take a break. When we come back, safer out. Cubs, hot, as is the NL Central. The Braves just keep mashing along. And the Orioles also keep mashing along as well. We got baseball for you just for Chris Guerrero, and safer out is next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sacktown Sports.
Perhaps you didn't hear, but Steph Curry, he's promoting his doc, and he said he was asked about who's greatest of all time, and he said, I think there's more than one. So Chris and I vowing we are not going to watch a documentary until he cleans up that mess and answers the question.
You got to have somebody, even if it's your dad, for God's sake, bro. Like, say somebody. Oh, there's just too many options to pick from. Okay. All right. I'll remember that when I'm thinking of the greatest shooter of all time. I'll remember that it's too hard to think of one.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sacktown Sports.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get 10% off all kitchen cabinet orders of $1,000 or more. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members earn double the bonus points on select stock cabinets through August 4th. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Must ask cashier to apply discount barcode at time of purchase. Discount on cabinet purchase only. Coupon cannot be used with any other discount. Valid 7/27 through 8/9. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with autosave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Staples has big savings on everything you need for back to school or stocking up the office. Save on signs, banners, and posters from Staples Print and Marketing Services. Save on everything you need for travel, like luggage, tech, and travel-sized personal items. Plus, save on all your school essentials, from notebooks to markers. Now at Staples, you can save even more with $25 back in rewards on your in-store purchase of $75 or more. Get everything for the office and the classroom for less at Staples. Ends 8/5. Redeemable in-store only. Rewards members only.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. The 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Hard Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sacktown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Arizona University is expected to finalize a move to the Big 12 in the near future. If Arizona does move, Arizona State and Utah are rumored to be following them. Meanwhile, Oregon, Washington, Cal, and Stanford are considering leaving for the Big 10 and putting the Pac-12's future in jeopardy. In baseball, the San Francisco Giants and Oakland Athletics play at the Coliseum Saturday and Sunday as part of the Bay Bridge Series. Oakland A's fans are once again planning a reverse boycott for Saturday's game with sell the team towels, coordinated protests, signs, chants, and more stuff. If you can't make it to Oakland, listen to both of the games here on Sacktown Sports. Those are your headlines. It's time for Safe or Out.
Safe or out. It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings.
It's Safe or Out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I keep a lot of stuff in my backpack, Jay.
Actual hell, man.
I keep a lot. It's like Mary Poppins' purse.
I feel like every Friday we should be able to like pull something from Dave's backpack.
Well, I found
like, you remember being in elementary school and like the good kids got to pull something out of like the little treasure box?
Yes.
That's like the treasure box.
Wait, you mean you had to pull something out of my backpack to keep?
Yes.
No, I have treasures in there.
That's my point.
The problem is that I don't have a separate backpack for travel. So when I travel, I take most of my radio stuff out and I put others. So then I do things like there where I've been able to find my AirPods for weeks since I got back from England. Oh, they were in there.
Like literally, there's a pair of AirPods in my backpack. Like, okay.
What's bothering me, as you know, it's actually really bothering me is my nail clippers aren't in there. I don't know why I take the nail clippers out, which means my daughter took my nail clippers out because that's what she does. And now instead of nail clippers, I have money, a passport, and my AirPods, none of which serve me right now.
Just randomly found cash. We found AirPods in there.
You're
we
still
found
pissed about the Makuni gift card.
Oh, it's $100.
When is your birthday? Isn't it
October
like
18th.
yeah? I thought it was October 17th.
No, that's close.
Yeah. Safe her out.
I know your birthday's coming up soon.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I'm taking it off. All right. Safe her out. Kyle, that better.
Safe or out?
That's me.
Yeah.
After the Cubs swept the Reds this week, Chicago, Cincinnati, and Milwaukee are now all within 2.5 games of first place in the NL Central. So safer out, the Milwaukee Brewers will be able to hold off the streaking Cubs and Ellie De La Cruz's Reds and win the division.
This would be a fun division, or at least it's shaping up to be. And the Reds are kind of languishing lately. They've lost 3 in a row. They've lost 6 of 10, but they've been kind of down and up as more than up and down. And look, this is for the Reds, really for a lot of them. This is their first run through, especially Ellie De La Cruz, of a situation like this in a real live pennant race. But they also have Joey Votto, who's one of the greatest, coolest veteran personalities in the game. He's going to be tremendously important. Whereas the Cubs are red hot now.
Red hot.
I'm going to say out, and I'm going to pick the team that's furthest behind. I think the Cubs are going to win that division. I think they're on a very good roll right now.
Mark it down. August 4th, 2023 at 6:31 a.m. I agree with you.
What?
Yeah, I'm also. The Cubs are red hot, and it's just baseball, man. The team that gets hot at the right time is usually the one that will take the division. Not only will the Cubs win the division, not exactly a team I'd want to see in the first round of the MLB playoffs.
Also, just notice, new headphones?
No, same ones.
Really?
Yeah.
They look new.
No.
Did you polish them?
No.
They're very chromy.
Thank you.
Okay. Safer out. Number 2.
Safe or out?
The Atlanta Braves. They've got the best record in baseball at 69-37. And they have the best home record too.
Hey.
Safer out, the Atlanta Braves will have the best, safer out, the Braves will win at least 110 games this season. They're currently on pace for 106.
I'm going to say out because they are on pace for 106. They've still got the Cubs, the pesky Pirates, the Yankees, Giants twice. They've got 6 with the Giants.
The Mets.
4 with the Dodgers. Yeah, the Mets, St. Louis, Philly. Look, there's a lot of Washington in there too, 7 games to be specific, but I think at some point it comes to a situation where the Braves are looking behind them and they're saying we have an 11.5 game lead. That's right now. Right. As long as that maintains, at some point they're going to start going into, this is a postseason heavy team, tons of experience, the opposite of the Reds. I don't think they care about 110. I think they care about a World Series.
Yeah, getting 41 wins over the next, how many games are left?
Yeah.
I think it's 54 or something.
Yeah,
They got the talent to do so. And I look at the schedule, it's not that bad. You kind of went over some of the teams, especially in September, because after you play the Dodgers, you got 3 with the Cardinals who suck, 3 with the Pirates who suck, 4 with the Phillies are meh.
Yeah.
Marlins are kind of meh. Then back to the Phillies, Nationals. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll eclipse 100. I don't think they even get to 106, probably 103, 104, because like you said, they have a pretty comfortable lead. It's the best team in baseball. Yeah, I'm out. They don't get to 110.
Best road record in baseball and currently just a half game behind the Rays for the best home record in baseball as well. You know who else is doing really well is the Texas Rangers. 37-20 for both the Braves and the Rangers, 37-19 for the Rays at home, which is funny because you'd think playing at the Tropicana, they'd have the best home field advantage there is.
Well, I thought the A's were going to go play at the Tropicana. See what I did there?
Number 3.
Safe 4 out.
That's pretty good, JayMarrzz.
Thank you.
It was.
In his first Baltimore Orioles start, Jack Flaherty posted a dominant 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, and 8 strikeouts. And first-place Baltimore beat Toronto 6-1. Safer out, the Baltimore Orioles should be favorites to win the American League over Houston, Texas, and Tampa Bay.
So I'm going to say out. I think Baltimore right now, along with the Braves, they're the class of Major League Baseball. Here's the issue. Generally, like, remember when the Cubs started going on their run before they won the World Series, and they came out of nowhere, it seemed, even though they've been grooming their minor leagues. And they got to the playoffs and just stopped. And generally in baseball, you got to get there a few times before you advance. Very rarely do you have a team, you can go back to those 100 and whatever win Mariners. Very rarely do you have a team kind of pop up. The Braves were a couple games above 500 last year. But rarely do you have a team pop up like that and run it all the way through. I'm just going to say the power of odds here and the fact that Houston is peaking at the right time. Tampa Bay is very playoff tested. Texas has a ton of talent as well, and they have Bruce Bochy. I'm going to say out.
Yeah, I'm out as well. I think it'll be one of the Rangers, the Astros. Again, you mentioned the Bochy factor in Texas, which can't be denied. But the Astros peaking right now, getting Justin Verlander back, getting the gang back together. As much as it pains me, I think it'll be the Astros coming out of the AL West, and I think it'll be the Astros coming out of the American League heading into the World Series. Hey, quickly on that, because I know we're not going to have time to fit it in anywhere else. Let's shout out the Angels, who have fallen back in the AL West standings.
Well, funny you brought that up.
The Mariners.
I was going to save this for later. I can do this now and later. This is a real fact. Shohei Ohtani pitched 4 scoreless innings and struck out 4 batters. He singled and walked twice and stole a base and scored a game-tying run from second on a single and hit a home run to put his team up by 2 runs as the Angels lost to the Mariners 5-3. Tungsten Armo Doyle, baby. It's the maybe greatest tweet ever.
It's just... I said it after the deadline when Scherzer went to Texas and Verlander went to Houston. I'm like, only the Angels would quote-unquote go for it.
Yeah.
Right? And then get outbid by 2 teams in their division.
Mm-hmm. By the way, to your point, Max Scherzer gave up, I think, 3 hits and 3 earned in the first inning of his first start with the Rangers. He settled down 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned. So he did not give up a run after that first inning, 9 strikeouts, and he gets his 10th win of the season. So a lot of baseballing left, and if I'm Shohei Ohtani, I'm just sitting there like, did you see that home run he hit last night?
Yeah, I hit it far.
It's just electric.
Do you think he's sitting there? It's like, sorry, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over now. Move over.
I'm gone. Going to San Francisco. Shohei Ohtani, doesn't he just? I was telling Jason yesterday when you were gone. Like, I always thought Dante Bichette looked like a Yankee, and it always disappointed me that he was never in pinstripes. Shohei Ohtani doesn't he just look like a giant to you? Just looks like he looks
my 100% unbiased take. Yes, he does.
He looks like he's
so when he's in Dodger blue.
He will look very out of place.
Yes.
He'll look very out of place.
And that's all that matters, really, right? Because it's like, hey, you could hit bombs. You could be maybe the greatest player of all time, although Whitey Gleason doesn't think so. But if you don't look good in the jersey, it just doesn't matter.
I tell you, I don't.
Should he go in the hall with the Fred McGriff hat?
That Whitey take on Shohei, I don't know. Listen, it's a subjective thing, but I gotta come on. Somewhere in there, he's being a contrarian, right? Like,
oh, for sure.
How are you not? How is Shohei Ohtani not?
By the way, front cell for all of you listening, come back at like 9:45 this morning. Friday Fun and Games with Whitey Gleason.
What?
Yeah.
He's running Friday. Oh, my God, I'm scared. Stupid things Carmichael Dave has said over the years. It's going to be something.
Oh, I thought that was the next segment.
No, that's a whole show. We'll take a break when we come back. Could this be the final Bay Bridge series ever? And if the A's do not play in Oakland next year, is that it for Oakland in sports? We'll talk about it next.
Will Brandon Ayuk emerge as a star in the Bay this season?
Now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk!
Can Fred Warner lead the Niners defense to another deep playoff run?
And Fred Warner with the INT!
Pick City, baby! Will Brock Purdy hold on to his starting quarterback job?
Purdy going to drop back to pass, try to run forward and go to the end zone standing.
Down and Purdy, baby!
Tune into Niners at 9 every day on the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarrzz.
On Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Where are you on your financial journey? Wherever it is, Safe Credit Union has a checking account made just for you. JayMarrzz here, and I can tell you with 4 different safe checking account options, one is sure to fit your needs. And with easy, secure, and personalized service to early paydays, overdraft protection, and exclusive members-only perks, safe checking accounts truly put you and your financial future first. Find a safe checking account you will love at safecu.org/checking. Safe Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention home services contractors who want to grow their business with more leads while leveraging their marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors from architects to landscapers to participate in our advertising co-op. For less than $2,100 per month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. And because there's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, your lead potential is unlimited. Generate more leads than you ever thought possible. Be one of only 3 subcontractors in a category and receive $1 million a year in advertising by leveraging the power of a united group. That's subcontractorsunited.com or Google Subcontractors United for more information. But hurry, categories are filling up.
This could be the start of a break-in.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Or the end of one. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from Simply Safe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans and will help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So, if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Mosley Collins Injury Lawyers present the 6th Annual All-American Rib Cook-Off, Saturday, August 12th at Regional Park in Auburn. Now a Kansas City Barbecue Society-sanctioned competition. Get your rib ticket at allamericanribcookoff.com and enjoy live music, the Kids Zone, and more. Thanks to Auburn Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Garrison Brothers, and Commercial Van Interiors. Proceeds help Crime Victims United and other local charities. Tickets are limited, so get yours now at allamericanribcookoff.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarrzz.
On Sacktown Sports.
It's a weird quirk in the schedule. The Giants, A's are off today. And we'll start the Bay Bridge Series finale tomorrow.
Why is it always only 2 games?
I don't know, and it's weird, and I don't like it. Honestly, I don't like 2-game series.
Can we even call it a series?
No, it's a
pair.
It's a visit, an afternoon tea. I don't know. It's not a
series.
It's not baseball.
There it is.
That's
the right answer.
It's just not baseball. Whatever. There will be not baseball going on at the Coliseum,
but baseball going on.
I wonder if the Giants are just going to get. They'll spend as little time as possible at the Coliseum. I will say this over and over and over again. I like the Coliseum field. I think it's a beautiful place to play baseball. I understand that it's warm. I understand all the issues with it. I've been to the Coliseum 3 times as much as I've been to Giant Stadium, as I'll call it, over the last 10 years. I get it. I do. And if I had season tickets or if I was a regular visitor, I would, at all the lack of amenities and blah, blah, blah. I get it. But it's a wonderful place to play baseball. The weather is generally good. I think the on-field, visuals are good.
There's a soul to the Coliseum too.
Yeah.
It's the last remaining of those half football, half baseball stadiums, I like to call them, but the multiplex, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of nostalgia there that I like about the Coliseum.
There is. And
cheap ticket prices.
And very cheap ticket prices. And really, again, not that it's still not a lot of money, but I've said before, it's probably, I'm sure, the only Major League Baseball park in the country where you can sit in the best seats in the house for under $1,000.
Right.
That's a lot of money. Please don't misunderstand me, but you're looking at triple, quadruple, quintuple that anywhere else to have the experience. And I've said it before, I had a chance to do that a couple times. If you have that chance to do the dream thing, present for a dad or a kid or whatever, and you happen to have that type of money in your piggy bank, it's pretty damn cool to sit right behind the catcher and watch a ball game. That being said, this might be it.
Yeah,
this might be the last one. And when I think about, I was thinking during the break, what are my great memories of the Bay Bridge series? And honestly, the only thing I ever remember about the Bay Bridge series was the Bay Bridge World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that has all kinds of memories for different reasons than baseball. And, whether it's Kelly Downs cradling his child on the front cover of Sports Illustrated, Al Michaels and the clip that everyone can see that's fading in and out, that we're having an earthquake and all the tragedies that ensued when you just did not know what was going on at first. And I've said this before, my sister and I were in our living room on a big red, one of those big oversized red pillows that 2 kids can sit on. And we're watching the game. And to this day, I've never felt an earthquake, and I'm born and raised here.
Really?
I've never felt an earthquake.
Even at that Kings rally all those years ago, that was to me, the biggest one I remember.
Dude, honestly, I was so pissed because so many people felt the earthquake, but I was on the back of the stage at the time. It was right before Sean and Elliot and I went out. And I don't think we could feel it on the stage at all. There was just too much walking around.
Sure.
You didn't notice. So I will never forget looking at my sister, goes, oh my God, what is that? And we look over and we had this little hanging light over our dining room table that was swaying. And then we immediately went to the backyard, and the pool was just water had come out of it. And we're like, that must have been an earthquake. Then you go back and you look, and my mother was in the Bay Area at the time, not at the game, but watching it at some friends' houses. So it took us, and this was, before everybody had a cell phone.
Yeah, you're not getting a text 2 minutes later.
No, and I know there's people in the audience that share same, and I'm sure worse stories than this, but there was a good few moments where, thank God my mom thought the first thing to do was to call us and let us know she was okay. But because of the phone issues, it took a couple hours, and we didn't even know where to get a hold of her. So we were completely freaked out. Obviously, there are far worse stories than that came out of that. But that is all part of the history of these 2 teams. Now you're sitting here, Jay, and you go, okay, get done with this series. It's over. Move on. Are we approaching the final months of professional sport? I shouldn't say that. Major league sports, because the Oakland Roots would get mad at me, in Oakland.
I don't know. And it's like, and I don't mean that in the cop-out way. It's just we hinted at it a couple segments ago. They are dragging their feet with this Vegas thing.
They are.
I'm going to go ahead and say no. I'm going to say no in the short term. But, as this whole Vegas thing starts to unfold and we start to see the issues that are now, coming up with the A's.
Yes.
We have not seen the financing plan from the A's standpoint. Bally's has said, hey, we're not starting construction on this thing until all this is figured out. Now ownership groups, both big ownership groups and smaller ownership groups, and by smaller, I mean for smaller market teams, are starting to take, some issue with a few things going on. I don't think this is the last time we're going to see this series. If you're asking me to speak both from the brain and the heart, I don't think this is the last time we see this series.
Well, you're talking about, and I agree with you, if the A's somehow screw up Vegas or at least delay it, and yes, it's John Fisher, of course it's going to probably get screwed up. But just for a thought exercise, let's just assume for a moment that, John Fisher finds his Jerry Jones, somebody else that helps shepherd things through, and the A's are playing next year somewhere in Vegas or Reno.
Sure.
In other words, let's just assume that this is the final couple months for the A's in Oakland. And after that, next year, the Raiders will have moved, the A's will have moved, the Warriors are now in San Francisco. I think it's tough to say never because never is a really long time, but I think truly that's probably, I would say at least 20 to 30 years, if not more, before we see Major League Sports in Oakland.
Would you agree with me if we do see Major League Sports in Oakland, if the A's do pull this move off, it'll be baseball?
Yes.
It'll 100% be baseball, right?
Yeah, I think so. I do. I don't know what the appetite at that point would be to move a team to Oakland, which would either be an expansion team or a relocation.
Wouldn't expansion make sense though if they pull a move off? The A's take off for Vegas, a la what happened in Seattle. Jerry Seinfeld said, "Hey, leave the laundry, leave the history here." I feel pretty confident in saying that if they look to expand, Joe Lacob would probably complete that deal at Howard Terminal.
I think so.
Okay, is there a better market at that point than going to a top 10 market with a completed stadium? By the way, you got public funding, which we know Major League Sports loves when you have private public partnership. So you have that aspect of it.
Yeah.
And you have an owner that's going to spend and make that team relevant. To me, that makes a lot of sense to, again, go that kind of route. You saw it in Charlotte. You've seen it in Cleveland.
Yes. There's one issue I have, though. There's one issue I have with sports in Oakland, Major League Sports in Oakland, and it's not even the A's, it's the Warriors. Because the A's have their issues with the city. The Raiders and Mark Davis, by all accounts, from a pure business point, that was a tremendous move. The valuation of the team.
Built them a stadium.
Right, of course. But the Warriors were in the middle of their dynasty.
Yeah.
They couldn't have been operating better. Every game was sold out. And they still chose to go to a place where real estate was more expensive and build a stadium across the bay. I don't know that Oakland can support. And by the way, we're also set and determined to try to get the A's, and we all hope the A's stay in Oakland. And I admit this, we're not having much of the conversation of, okay, they stay in Oakland, they build the Howard Terminal thing, and blah, 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 blah. Are people going to turn out? They will at first.
I think they will at first.
5 years in.
And that's what I'm saying. And this is where I think best case scenario is like the expansion scenario, because the problem will be somehow Fisher's still involved. Which I can't imagine a scenario right now where Fisher builds at Howard Terminal.
I can't either.
I can't imagine that, because to your point, if that were the case, yeah, they would turn out to see all the shiny new lights of
Someone's
the stadium.
going to have to buy the team.
Yeah, because it would be the same thing he did when he built that stadium in San Jose. He would not reinvest in the team. I feel very confident in saying that.
They're going to have to buy the team for what the team would be worth in Vegas.
Right.
He's not selling it for what the team's worth right now. No. And that's where a new owner would have to come in and say, okay, I see the vision. I'm going to take a loss in the beginning, but between that and Howard Terminal and the development and everything else, it does make sense. But why hasn't that happened yet?
But because the team's not for sale.
Everything's for sale.
Well, everything's for
and
sale.
I know what you're saying, and I'm not being coy. I'm saying in that world.
And by the way, that team will be for sale at some point.
I agree with you. Everything is for sale, and there's a different level of access to John Fisher that billionaires have that we don't.
Of course, 100%.
Somebody has to have taken a look. The Mayor Tao has to have had meetings with people, Joe Lacob, whomever, to look at the Howard Terminal situation, look at the potential development, look at everything else. And you have to think about this from a business standpoint. Why are offers not being made if this $12 billion real estate project is so great?
Maybe, well, you're dealing with an owner who probably is trying to get every little last penny he can and realizes he'll probably have a higher valuation in Vegas, number one. But we don't know if offers haven't been made or if Mayor Tao has had those conversations with a Joe Lacob, for instance, and they're just kind of waiting for them to fumble the bag in Vegas.
Yeah.
And wait for him to not, whether it's the financing or the relocation committee says no, and then basically like, okay, we have someone ready to buy now.
Yeah.
It's time to sell, John.
We'll take a break. When we come back, 23 minutes of nonstop sports talk. We'll start out with the Hall of Fame game and what you took and really didn't take from that. We have audio as well. Rolling right into 3 for Madness. Carmichael Dave, JayMarrzz, Kyle Ledbetter, Sacktown Sports.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sacktown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track, makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sacktown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sacktown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Everyone knows that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers. And that's especially true when it comes to your air conditioning system.
A precision tune-up and professional cleaning costs a little bit up front, just $87, but will prevent much bigger, more expensive, and inconvenient problems later.
We actually replace systems all the time from people who don't get annual tune-ups. They either forget or they just don't realize it's important. So instead of their systems lasting 12 or more years like they should, they need to be replaced in just 6 or 7 years.
Don't risk it. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Call Bell Brothers for an $87 air conditioner precision tune-up today. And keep your system clean, energy efficient, and in good working shape.
Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
No surprise guys, Bell Brothers.
So I'm a public school teacher and I'm on my feet all day long. That would be on concrete. The pain would shoot up my heels and just increased from the bottom of my feet up. Then my back started hurting. So my husband and I were driving and I went, oh, look, there's a Good Feet store. I'm greeted by this gal named Mercy. That was a perfect name for her. And the cool thing about the Good Feet store is that you're able to try before you buy. I had free fittings. She was able to fit me with special arch supports. And so I walked around in the store. Within 30 minutes, I started sobbing because I had no pain. Well, if your feet are hurting, do something about it. You don't have to grin and bear it. You need to go to the Good Feet store and get some arch supports. I'm Deidre, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how they work for you with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Staples presents a lesson in back-to-school savings. Your local Staples now accepts Amazon returns. So when you return your Amazon order at Staples, you receive a coupon for $10 off your next $30 Staples purchase. So you can save even more on top of huge back-to-school deals. Like right now, 2 pocket poly folders and Staples 8-count number 2 pencils are each just 50 cents. Staples gives you more ways to save even more. 50-cent offers end 8/26. Pricing and limits may vary in-store and online. Amazon return offer in-store only. Exclusions apply.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. The 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Heart Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento, Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Hey, small business owner, when's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs, but some don't check their rate often. Did you know rates can vary? In fact, taking 3 minutes to check your rate with Pi Insurance could save you up to 30%. Just go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for you with no hassle or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could save you money. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi, or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Arizona University is expected to finalize a move to the Big 12 in the near future. If Arizona does move, Arizona State and Utah are rumored to be following them. Meanwhile, Oregon, Washington, Cal, and Stanford are considering leaving for the Big 10 and putting the Pac-12's future in jeopardy. The San Francisco Giants and Oakland Athletics are playing at the Coliseum Saturday and Sunday for the Bay Bridge Series. Oakland A's fans are once again planning a reverse boycott for Saturday's game with sell the team towels, coordinated protests, signs, chants, and more. If you can't make it to Oakland, you can listen to both games here on Sacktown Sports. Those are your headlines. It's time for hour number 2 of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Friday Fun and Games with Whitey Gleason coming up later. Jennifer Lee Chan at 9 a.m. And we will talk all about the Niners there. Good to have Jennifer joining us. And Jason is off today. And so
do we know why?
I don't know. And you know what? Here's the thing. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I said on the air yesterday, I said Jason will be off this weekend, Jason Rossing. And he just kind of rolled with that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he'll pop in and be like, oh, no, I'm doing the thing.
That's what I had figured he said it at one point.
He's doing whatever Jason does, and we hope that whatever he's doing, he does it well. And in the
he's taking time just to maybe digest the Kings' preseason schedule.
I think that might be what it is.
Right?
I think that might be exactly what it is. I think he's taking time to digest whether or not Aaron Rodgers is happy in New York. Aww. Jets and Browns last night, Hall of Fame game. Let's hear from Aaron himself about that.
Yeah, man, I'm loving my time here. I mean, I've just embraced everything New York, and Had some great opportunities at MSG and concerts, Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran and plays, and there's a lot of stuff to do. I'm enjoying it.
You're the mayor, man. You're the mayor of New York.
It's funny with Aaron Rodgers because you think, well, here's a guy that was born and raised here in the greater Sacramento area.
That's right.
Went to Chico, went to Cal. Then he moves on into the NFL and he goes into the smallest market in the NFL.
Smallest market in any major
I think in any
sport.
I believe you're correct. His entire professional life is played in a city that is being nice. Is an hour north of Milwaukee. Really the biggest outlier in American sports too, but obviously a tentpole franchise. And now going to New York, wow, what a culture shock. But here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers is that he's been an A-list sports celebrity, dating celebrities, living on Page One. So in a weird way, he somehow has managed to live a New York, LA lifestyle previously. So I think he may very well, whereas you'd worry about some people being fish out of water, he may be in his element now.
No, I think he's 100% in his element. Have you seen the video surfacing him at the club, dancing, having a good time? No, it's funny too because it's I don't think Taylor Swift was playing Lambo.
No. Oh, that'd be dope. But no.
And I can't imagine he had any sort of property in Green Bay proper.
Yeah, that's true. But I'll bet you, honest to God, the type of house he could get out there for the money he makes.
Oh, he could build a castle out there.
Yeah, he probably has his own town out there. And this is a guy that is a first ballot future Hall of Famer, no matter what he does. If he doesn't complete another pass, and with yesterday being the Hall of Fame game, he talked about looking at his own face on a bust in the Hall of Fame.
It's a special place, so much great history. I mean, I've said this before. I grew up wearing out this old VHS tape of Super Bowl highlights. So I've been in love with the game since as long as I can remember, and this is always what I wanted to do. So to be able to still be doing it, to have this fun new opportunity here, to have 18 great years in Green Bay with such a storied franchise, and then to one day have that at the end of the road, it's going to be pretty special.
Wow, Aaron Rodgers, just assuming he's getting in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, wow.
It's a little
pompous, I would say.
So one more thing from Aaron. He talked about Zach Wilson, who is now his backup. This was a kid coming out that, looked the part, just a handsome young lad, brought in and has not had, that's where quarterbacks go to die, if you will. But Aaron's bullish on him.
I hope that this time for him is like a deep inhale and exhale, that he can really take a breath and pause and sit with the disappointment of last year and the frustration, and then channel it. And I feel like he has, but just rechannel it to a positive and focus on the opportunity in front of him to learn with a guy who loves him and cares about him and wants him to be great and wants him to do incredible things every day and to get better. I think he's done a great job. He's played really, really well in camp. You guys have watched it, and he's made a number of great throws. He looks confident. His fundamentals, I think, are improving. He's throwing the ball on time because he's got all the other intangibles. I think he'll look back years from now and be really thankful for this time to grow, to reset, to take a breath, and it's going to set him up for a nice long career in the league.
Yes, Jay.
If you didn't know any better, wouldn't that sound like a dad talking about his son?
Yes. And that's another weird thing with Aaron is I got to wonder too, what's going on this morning is, there's a guy waking up and pouring a cup of coffee and maybe he's on Twitter and he's looking at certain things and he comes across that clip. I got to think somewhere in greater Wisconsin right now, Jordan Love is drinking his cup of coffee going, Daddy, where was this?
That was my other comment I was about to make. Never did you get anything even relatively close to that.
No. And
do you know why?
Well, my thought is it's some sort of left brain hip check Aaron Rodgers is going through or was going through because of how Brett Favre treated him, but you'd think he'd do the opposite.
Well, the other side too is it's not like the Jets drafted Zach Wilson to replace
That's
Aaron
very
Rodgers.
true.
And I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah, that's very
he's
true.
coming into a situation where he knows he's the one doing the replacing in New York.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to
Yeah.
play dad there when, again, Zach Wilson was not drafted to be his replacement.
And that honestly is maybe to me the most under, when it comes to preseason and training camp, because the NFL is such a monster, the media, all of us, grab stories here, there, and everywhere. Everything's so huge and so overblown in most cases. The one story to me, storyline going into the season that really has been crazily underreported is this is Jordan Love's team now in Green Bay. And that is an absolute fishbowl franchise. And now he has his opportunity as Aaron Rodgers did. Is this going to be a situation like the Pittsburgh Steelers coaches where they just go from Favre to Aaron Rodgers? And then, if Jordan Love ends up having a Hall of Fame career, that's insane.
Right.
Or is this going to be a situation where I don't know what it's going to be, but I want to know a little bit more about Jordan Love, who's been patiently waiting to take over this team.
Doesn't it just kind of feel like because he's been sitting for so long?
Yeah.
And the thing is, Rodgers came in with the hype. Rodgers was a first-round pick. And Jordan Love was first-round pick too, right?
Yes, he was. Late,
okay,
I think
late first-round
30.
pick. But he didn't come in with the hype Rodgers did. Remember, there was the whole debate in 05 that Alex Smith or Aaron Rodgers. That was sports talk radio for 3 months.
Yes.
Yeah, Love didn't have that hype. And you feel it now that he's in training camp. I've seen a couple things on the Packers, but I think part of it too is nobody expects the Packers to be any good this year.
No.
So nobody's really expecting anything out of Jordan Love. And I got to wonder, what's his leash going to be in Green Bay?
It's tough to make comparisons because Brett Favre's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Aaron Rodgers is a first ballot Hall of Famer. So you're in Green Bay and it's manna from heaven. Here's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize. Aaron Rodgers spent 3 seasons behind Brett Favre. Jordan Love has only spent 2. He's actually spent less time being tutored or carrying a clipboard than Aaron Rodgers, and here we go.
I don't think Brett Favre did any tutoring, by the way.
No, and it doesn't sound like Aaron Rodgers, though. I'm sure he did more. I don't think there was anything contentious between the two of them.
I don't think he embraced Jordan Love, though. You know what I mean? Because you can hear it again in that sound clip he played. He's clearly embracing Zach Wilson because he also I don't think he thinks Zach Wilson is a threat. I don't think we're going to be having a conversation this year in week 9 as, hey, man, should the Jets really start looking at bringing Zach Wilson in and sitting Aaron Rodgers?
Right. And I'd also venture a guess, too, and I could be wrong here, but I'll just bet that at some point, at least once, if not a couple of times, there was some form of, hey, kid, listen, I got nothing against you.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I love you. I think you're going to be a damn good quarterback. It's all about the Packers, and don't take this personally, but this team we should have drafted a wide receiver.
Right.
And you should be somewhere else playing NFL football right now, but you and I are fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would just bet.
Now go get my donuts.
Right, exactly. Where's my Krispy Kreme? And because I don't think he had the energy to act that way towards Jordan Love. And if he did have the energy to do that, no doubt he got that from our good friends at American Energy, where right now they're hiring. Yeah. You don't have to sit behind. Now imagine this. Here we go. You don't have to go get a new job at American Energy and worry about sitting behind their Hall of Fame HVAC technician. That's not going to happen. You're not going to have to sit there for 3 years. Although, got to be honest, in any other real person job, that's not a bad thing. Imagine if you got a new job and you just really didn't have to work for like 3 years because somebody was. Imagine if you went and got a radio job and you just never had to go on the air. You just got to sit and kind of observe every day. That was your job. Everybody be ecstatic. But in football, no, you want to get out there, you want to play. Well, American Energy, you're going to go. You are their first round draft pick. You're going right into the game, but they are going to train you. They are going to coach you. And they are going to offer you just like the NFL. Great pay, health benefits, retirement, 401k, paid leave. Now the starting salary might be a little bit less than what you get in the NFL, but I can't confirm that. I can't confirm or deny that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's more. Do what you got to do. And if you're experienced, if you're a free agent in the National HVAC League and you're looking for a new team, you're going to get a sign-on bonus with American Energy as well. These are good folks. They really are. They do a great job. A+, Better Business Bureau since 1981. Gee golly, that is a long, long time. Kyle wasn't even around. Heck, for all we know, Kyle's parents weren't born in 1981. I don't know. That's how young he is. Look, Hit up American Energy for a job if you're interested. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Kyle Ledbetter with 3 for Madness right now.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Also, when we get back after Fire Wings and 3 for Madness and all that fun stuff, hey, where are NBA salaries going? Well, I'll help you out. I know they're going up, but we'll discuss just how high. In the meantime, hello, Kyle.
Hi, Carmichael Dave.
Give me question 1.
Question 1. According to Pete Thamel, University of Arizona is in, quote, deep discussions to move to the Big 12. And Arizona State and Utah are potentially likely to follow them. So does the Arizona move mean that the Pac-12 as we know it is over?
The Pac-12 as we know it was over when UCLA and USC left. Yep. It's that simple. When UCLA and USC left, the Pac-12 as we knew it was over. You got more maneuverations now. You got Florida State barking about getting out of the ACC. You've got so many different blue chip teams going in different places. And I'm telling you, football, everyone's talking about football right now, and that's great. Wait till college basketball season starts. Wait till these moves are made, and college basketball is also going to look incredibly different. I'm going to go back to what I've been saying because I can't get off this idea. I really do think college is headed towards some sort of a Premier League situation. Yes. I really do think at some point somebody's going to step in with the right idea and the right money and say, we're going to take the best teams and we're going to put them all in a super league, if you will. There's precedent for this. The only difference is it's college. You have rosters changing all the time. And we're going to give people the ability to both be promoted and relegated from this super league so that we can constantly have the best of the best playing. And then they can also formulate the playoffs around this too, including some at-large berths perhaps from other leagues. You can still do rankings, you can still do polls, you can still do all that, but this just is not sustainable to have basically the SEC and Big 12 and I guess the Big 10, and then everybody else is just an also-ran orphan. It's just not going to work.
Like, I'm looking at what's the future of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of hyperbolic, but the way it's looking with all of these majors getting out, like, dude, this is going to be moved over to like an FCS conference at some point.
Yes.
Like the Pac-12 will be literally Sac State, UC Davis, and again, it'll be FCS. It'll be out of the FBS because you're going to have to make it a small school conference at that point.
You are.
Like, we are seeing the end of a dynasty is not the word, but I mean, the Pac-10 prior to it, I mean, that was always just, again, that was college football on this side of the coast, man.
It was. And you had the SEC, Big 10, Big 12. This is the college football that everybody grew up with. The Pac-10 was founded, just FYI, in 1959, and that came out of the Pacific Coast Conference, which was founded in 1915. Actually, excuse me, the Pac-8 was founded in 68. The Pac-10 in 1978, and that ran from 78 to 2011. So from 50,000 feet, this thing was founded in some form 108 years ago.
Wow.
But if you look at it from a different point of view, it was founded, at least the Pac-10, just 45 years ago. So there is precedent for change, TV, all of that stuff.
And
there's a lot of money.
I thought I read the other day, isn't that, like, I thought it was not a foregone conclusion, but now it seems like there's going to be issues with the possible Apple money that they were hoping to get.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's a weird time right now in college football. Number 2.
Question 2.
There's 2 hated rivalry series this weekend in baseball. So I'm going to ask you guys, which is a bigger rivalry? Is it Astros versus Yankees, or is it Dodgers versus Padres?
Why don't they strike me as hated rivalries? Are they?
I think Padre fan takes that series a little more serious than Dodger fan.
It's like Kings Lakers back
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
If I had to pick, I would say Dodgers Padres.
I think so. And here's the thing. I hate to say it like this, but you're almost certainly going to see a lot more brawls in the stands in that series than you are the Astros.
Really?
Yes, and you know
really?
Dude, every time the Dodgers and Padres play, There's always, you know
Can
what?
confirm, I saw one at a playoff game last
I'm going to have a lot of fun on Monday showing you a clip of 17 Dodger fans and 17 Padre fans just throwing bombs in the seventh inning.
What? That's called passion. And it won't be in the seventh because that's when Dodger fans leave.
That's a great point. There's going to be a lot of passion going on this weekend.
Are Yankees Astros that passionate? Like, I get it, but
they are, but just not. Look,
because both are junior to Yankees, Red Sox, and Giants, Dodgers.
It's just, you probably have. Is it safe to say? Am I wrong here? I'm just asking. Honest, fully transparent, honest question. Are Dodger fans the fightiest fans in Major League Baseball? I feel like
fightiest,
aren't they? What fan base fights more than the Dodgers?
I feel like Yankee fan fights.
Yankee fan does fight, but I don't think
it tells me Met fan fights.
Not better than the Dodgers.
I mean, there's entire Twitter accounts dedicated to fighting Dodger fans.
Yeah, it's true.
Like I go back to the whole Mariners thing when I was in Seattle.
It's passion.
I told you the guy that was just looking for a fight, going, "Let's go, Dodge!" Like I think that's like part of the season ticket package they sell. Like, get your seats and you get 15% off peanuts and popcorn, and also get into a ton of fights.
Yeah. Again, passionate fan base.
I think it's Padres and Dodgers.
Dodgers for
sure.
sure.
Right. Cut number 3.
Question 3.
Or question 3.
Yeah, that too.
So yesterday, HBO released the trailer for their new documentary on Bishop Sycamore, which, if you remember, was the fake high school football team that somehow played on ESPN and lost 58-0 back in 2021. What do you guys remember about that story? And what story do you want HBO to do a documentary about next?
I remember from that story it coming out that whole thing was an entire scam and somehow got pulled off, which...
That's what I remember, like applauding the scammers. Like, dude, that takes some serious... Like, they had to think that one through.
Yeah, and you gotta, like, on one hand, it's the Baxter ate the whole wheel of cheese corollary. Like, on one hand, you're like, wow, that's kind of impressive.
That's where I was more at with it than anything.
Good for you. But then on the other hand, you're like, oh my God. Plus, I also remember feeling for the kids that were on the zero, not just because they got completely destroyed, but also it gets to a point with football where that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And these kids were getting stuck all over the place. As far as a documentary that I would like to see about sports, I've been thinking about this for a while. You know what would be cool to see? They should do something on the foiled relocation of the Sacramento Kings back in 2012. That would be amazing.
How's no one thought to do a doc on that?
They should really. That would be incredibly interesting. Let's see. There's a couple things here. Any Tiger Woods doc, I'm in.
Right.
Did you watch the one that came out on HBO?
I did.
Yeah.
And you were gone yesterday. I found out yesterday
That's
that
here.
but from here, I found out yesterday there's a doc coming out about the DOC. It was supposed to
be
released
I saw that on Twitter. I saw you tweet about it.
It was supposed to be released last spring, and I can't find any news on it. It's really ticking me off. I would like to see. I'd like to see a documentary on the Expos the year the strike happened.
Ooh, that'd be just a strike. Is there a strike doc out?
I think so.
Really?
I think there is.
I've never come across it because it's just the strike in general.
I wouldn't mind seeing a doc now that we're a lot of years removed and everybody's retired. I wouldn't mind seeing a doc that goes around and talks, goes over the steroid era, talking to a lot of those players.
That'd be fun.
But here's the thing, and this isn't me being a gatekeeper, it's just a fact. It would have to be done by somebody like Jason Hare, somebody with ESPN or HBO. It's got to be the best of the best doing it because you have to get these players to talk for it to be a good documentary, and you're not getting that from you and me. It would be from somebody, hey, I'm the guy that did the 10-episode Jordan doc. You saw what I did there. Barry, let's clear the air about all this stuff, and he might get him to do that.
It's funny you said that. HBO is literally making a Barry Bonds documentary.
Are they?
It's in production right now.
That's true. The guy I've thought he's just fascinating. Call him that. Call him a scumbag.
Yeah.
He's just a fascinating human. His story and just everything he's done, good and bad, and there's a lot of bad in there. Vince McMahon, to me, is one of the most interesting people in the world. Again, a lot of good, a lot of bad.
Yeah.
The way the way he took WWF and kind of how that has shaped our media perspective these days.
A little bit of trouble for him right now.
Yeah, a lot of bit of trouble for him right now. But again, that's part of, what makes it the whole thing fascinating.
It would be interesting. That's actually a good entire topic right there is what would the Kings rising to the number 3 seed last year.
I think that would probably be the documentary to make.
Maybe the Giants' 3 championship rings.
Yeah.
No, that. Honestly, I'm looking forward to the inevitable doc about Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, like the real behind-the-scenes look at the bubble, the NBA bubble. I think that would be a good documentary.
I think Jimmy Butler would be a good documentary.
The coffee, Big Head Coffee?
No, I'm saying his life.
Oh, yeah. No, Jimmy's had a hell of a life.
His life. I wouldn't mind seeing Dick as far as, a documentary on Dick Vitale.
Yeah.
And really his rise from coaching guy to the voice of college football.
Or basketball.
Did I say football?
Yeah.
So I was testing you.
Yeah, well, too, because Vitale coached at Detroit. Also coached the Pistons, I believe, for like a hot second as well. But yeah, it's not like he came from UCLA or some storied program. That's to be the more fascinating part about Vitale.
And I hope Dickie V is on this earth for another 30 years. But let's just be really honest. He's going through it again right now. And I think everybody, this is one of those times where as long as he's obviously willing to do it and okay with it and can physically do it, like let's appreciate Dickie V right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now while we can, because he's got another really tough road ahead of him. We'll take a break. When we come back, NBA salaries are absolutely exploding, but for how long? We'll talk about that next.
Need the latest on your Kings?
And Nerlens, in all fairness, I mean, he can protect the basket. Very unselfish player.
Looking for the freshest scoop on the Niners?
Trey Lance not being on the roster is an option for them. Why else would they have 4 quarterbacks around? But I don't think it's the most likely.
Want to find out the latest on the MLB playoff race?
I think Bailey has kind of been the glue to put this all together because you got to have an elite catcher to make a run at a late playoff push.
For all that and more, check out SacktownSports.com.
Marvel and Rivercats Baseball unite. Marvel Defenders of the Diamond Night returns to Sutter Health Park on Saturday, August 5th when the Rivercats host the Reno Aces. Purchase the Defenders of the Diamond ticket pack and get exclusive access to a pregame meet and greet with superheroes Captain America and Black Panther. You'll also receive a limited release New Era hat featuring a Marvelized Rivercats logo. The fun continues postgame with a fireworks show presented by Sutter Health. Join the fun and purchase your tickets at rivercats.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When the world's best players get fitted for new golf clubs, they want to see their ball flight outdoors. Why should you settle for any less? The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is the area's unquestioned leader in delivering a new age of golf club fitting to Northern California. With 14 trained, skilled professionals to show you how to hit the ball farther and straighter, satisfied customers have increased their yardage, improved their games, and gained confidence. Call 916-808-2531 to get started. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Attention home services contractors who want to grow their business with more leads while leveraging their marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors from architects to landscapers to participate in our advertising co-op. For less than $2,100 per month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. And because there's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, your lead potential is unlimited. Generate more leads than you ever thought possible. Be one of only 3 subcontractors in a category and receive $1 million a year in advertising by leveraging the power of a united group. That's subcontractorsunited.com or Google Subcontractors United for more information. But hurry, categories are filling up.
Sacktown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Arizona University is expected to finalize a move to the Big 12 in the near future. If Arizona does move, Arizona State and Utah are rumored to be following them. Meanwhile, Oregon, Washington, Cal, and Stanford are considering leaving for the Big 10 and putting the Pac-12's future in jeopardy. In baseball, the San Francisco Giants and Oakland Athletics are playing at the Coliseum Saturday and Sunday as part of the Bay Bridge Series. Oakland A's fans are once again planning a reverse boycott for Saturday's game with sell the team towels, coordinated protests, signs, chants, and more. If you can't make it to Oakland, listen to both games right here on Sacktown Sports. Those are your headlines. Let's return to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Speaking of Barry Bonds, we just saw a commercial pop up on TV. I had not seen this before. Barry Bonds for Diablo Grills. There's a free plug. And then, first off, why is Barry Bonds doing grilling commercials?
Right.
And then at the end, it says Diablo Grills in Walnut Creek in Roseville. That tells me somebody, whoever owns Diablo Grills is good friends with Barry Bonds.
Has to be.
Unless, of course, Barry Bonds owns Diablo Grills.
Or whoever owns Diablo Grills has a lot of money from their marketing
Yeah,
budget.
I haven't seen Barry. Barry didn't do a ton of commercials.
What was the last thing Barry endorsed?
Didn't he do Icy Hot for a while? I could be wrong.
I think you're mistaking that with the cream of the clear.
Yeah, that's a great point. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Well, good for you, Barry. Get out. Maybe we can
Get
get
your
Barry.
paper, Barry.
Maybe we can get Barry on to talk about Diablo Grills.
Maybe he'll be in Roseville.
Yeah, maybe he'll be in Roseville. Why not? The NBA salaries are just going crazy right now. And when you look at the top paid players in the NBA as of, for example, next year, it's just you're going to get tired of hearing things like, the record is broken, because they're just going to get broken and broken and
Every
broken again.
offseason.
Steph Curry will be the highest paid player in the league next year at $51.9 million. Followed by 4 guys making $47+ million: Durant, Jokic, LeBron, and Joel Embiid. You have now a grand total of 15 players that are making 40. Excuse me, I'm sorry, boy, I should scroll down a little bit more. You have 16 players making $40 million or more per season, and Tobias Harris makes 39.2. Yeah. Coming up next year, my goodness, you're going to have both Karl Anthony Towns and Devin Booker that are going to split the 50 mark. And I got to think there is isn't Jaylen Brown splitting 60 here in a couple years
soon,
as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just going to keep going and going and going. I'm here to tell you, JayMarrzz.
That's me.
It's only going to this is nothing.
Well, I'm looking at this article on The Athletic, and they have NBA Supermax salary projections all the way up into the 29-30 season.
Yeah.
So this season, 23-24, with a $136 million salary cap. The max salary is at 47.6. Someone could have signed for that, right? In 29-30, they're projecting the salary cap to be $240.9 million.
And where is it at right now?
Right now, it's at 136.
Yeah.
So they're obviously waiting for that new TV deal to kick in, all of that fun stuff. The max salary, again, this is on a yearly basis.
Yeah.
For 29-30 at the Supermax level, they're expecting it to be $84.3 million. I
think that sounds about
and
right.
the Supermax is a 5-year deal. What's the math on that?
That's $400 million plus. That's over $400 million over a 5-year period.
And that will be by the end of this decade.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Reasons galore But there's no better spot to be in right now than to be an NBA player that's just starting your career out. That's very, very good,
right,
or that will be very, very good. Here's a story that just hit today. So Max, the streaming service, which has been going through some issues and transferring over content with HBO.
You've been on this story.
Dude, let me tell you.
You are not a fan of the app, how the user
the app sucks, the UI sucks, it just sucks, and they're having issues. But right now, they're talking about live sports on Max, and that would create a sports tier. They're going to go after different sports, which could very well and almost certainly will include the NBA. Now, here's the thing. The NBA's current broadcast partners, Warner and Disney, which is TNT, ESPN, all that, they're going to enter an exclusive negotiating period in the next few months. The current deal expires at the end of next season. I would be blown away, shocked. So what that means is that Warner and Disney, they both get to try to come up with a deal with the NBA, and nobody else is allowed to bid. They have a window because they're the current partners. Exclusive window. I don't know of any possible motivation the NBA would have to not allow that window to expire, because Comcast, Apple, Amazon, and especially Apple and Amazon, who have endless pockets, who can come in. I mean, Disney and ESPN are having major issues right now.
Yep.
Warner is having issues right now. This whole Max thing has been a cash disaster so far. And if you delve into the world of sports business, you've got these endless pockets in Amazon and Apple, and there's no better way to establish yourself. Remember, for those of you that are old enough to remember when Fox was on channel 40, which it still is, but never in a single digit in any market. No. And they were showing Married with Children and Parker Lewis Can't Lose and the Tracy Ullman Show. And they were just Fox was basically the CW.
Yeah.
That's what they were.
They were the fourth network of the
Correct.
Big Three.
And way back behind
they were the NHL to the MLB, NFL, and NBA.
And Fox was treated when it came out a lot like we talk about competitive NFL, competitors of the NFL. Like, good luck going against the Big Three. It's not going to happen.
Right.
What did Fox do? Fox, and there's a great couple of stories about this. If you ever get a chance, read how Fox initially stole the NFC rights away from CBS. Didn't steal them, but just
paid a lot of money.
Made it work in a bunch of late night wheelings and dealings. And all of a sudden, Fox became, and it is now the Big Four. It's been the Big Four. And Fox is not Fox without the NFL.
Correct.
Amazon and Apple are also historians. They understand this, and they understand that live sports and news are what drive big networks and viewership. So, Jay, sorry, this is a passion play of mine. Now what you've got is football's wrapped up.
Yeah.
NFL's wrapped up. MLS just wrapped up. Hell, baseball wrapped up. The NBA is the one. And by the way, the NBA's numbers with your younger 18 to 34 crowd, your TikTok
18 to 49 crowd is
100%.
Really
it hits all the proper demos. It is the single most valuable sports broadcast contract that's going to come up for a long time. And in this day and age of, pick your poison buffet of streaming services, and everybody can watch the new season of The Bear or Murders in the Building or whatever the hell they can do on their phone. Here, there is one thing, and that's live sports.
Yep.
That dominates everything. If I'm the NBA, I say, guys, we're the only ones on the market for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We are an A+ commodity, and you guys just need to bid it out. We will take. And I wouldn't even do any sealed bid crap, which is, by the way, how Fox got the NFL originally. It was a sealed bid. They just went way over. I'd say, hey, whoever gives us the best years and the best cash combined, you're getting the deal. Can you imagine a bidding war with Apple and Amazon?
And again, Comcast will be in there as well,
Correct.
like you said.
Correct.
All of the networks, ABC, Disney, they're all going to be in there. So it's not just an Apple, because, again, you're talking about literal survival for some of these current partners.
Which is why they'll split up packages.
Yeah, and
you'll
that's
have
what they're
your
going to do.
TNT pack. You'll have,
You're going to see the NBA, I think, on probably 3 or 4 different services as well.
And by the way, the NBA also has their own streaming service,
right?
Which again, they should hand over to one of these streamers and say, hey, Amazon, you take over NBA League Pass. Because the NBA League Pass format makes Max look like a Honda Accord when it comes to ease of use. The NBA streaming format is horrible. Always has been horrible.
And that's the other thing too, is when the local contracts come up as well. Those are going to be valuable, and the RSN model, if you know what that is, Regional Sports Network, that's going to be, I think, going by the wayside over the next 5 to 10 years.
Yes.
It's going to be very interesting how those get leveraged too. We're going to be watching sports so differently in the next 5 to 10 years.
It wouldn't surprise me 2 things. Number one, if teams took back over their own broadcasts.
I think you're going to see that because there's a lot of ways to monetize.
I think radio is going to go first. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I hope I'm wrong. I think we're in the last years of, we've still got many, many years with the Kings, but I think you're going to start seeing a transfer where teams bring, I hope they don't, but where teams bring their radio rights in-house and sell all the advertising themselves. And there's a lot of inside baseball I don't want to bore you with there, but they can take TV sponsors and they can move them over to radio, do a lot of what they call added value, digital stuff like that. But then when it comes to TV, remember not that long ago, they did have it in-house. Maloof Sports and Entertainment was the last version of that where they kept it in-house. Then they go to Comcast. I think they get $28 million a year.
They got a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, they get a nice chunk of change. And but we don't know how long these regional sports networks are going to last. You may see a situation where,
well, you're seeing it now in Major League Baseball with Bally's, who went belly up on a lot of that stuff. So, for instance, like the Padres, the Diamondbacks are, baseball right now is controlling those. You don't have blackouts anymore there. They've actually opened it up to a larger number of homes in those specific markets. Again, there's a lot of different ways you can monetize.
You may see a similar thing in the NBA, where either the NBA takes over all broadcasts and assigns crews to each individual one, directors to each individual market. You may see networks take over complete broadcasts. Like, for example, the football model, which is far less games. It's why it probably wouldn't work in the NBA. But where you have a network take over broadcasts. It's like Fox run. The Niners have no local broadcasters except on radio. Or the Raiders. They have no local broadcasters except on radio. It's network broadcasters assigned in a rotation to the games. And think about that. We don't even bat an eye at the fact that, like, for example, Greg Popovich, he's the voice of the Niners. Who's the voice of the Niners on TV? A bunch of different people.
Yeah, whoever Fox or CBS puts or NBC puts
That's
on the
right.
call.
So it's not out of the ballpark for them to switch that format up a little bit and say, okay, we have the rights to the NFL NFC version, and what we're going to do is we're going to assign a broadcast team. It's going to be a play-by-play guy, and it's going to be a couple of ex-analysts that played for the team, and we're going to localize. And when you think about it, it is the only sport that does not have localized TV broadcast teams. That's something that so bottom line is this. There's a lot of money out there.
And get ready to spend all of yours.
By the way,
you know what I mean?
We haven't even mentioned or brought up the fact that you're about to have not one, but 2 expansion franchises in the next 5 years with a minimum expansion fee of $5 billion. That's a $10 billion influx into the
expansion
league.
Fee's going to be $5 billion?
$5 billion.
That's a lot of billions.
So you're going to see, and by the way, you're going to add the Seattle and Vegas markets now to everything else.
Seattle's the big one because it's such a large market.
Absolutely. Seattle's the big one because not only is it large, but also Seattle Sonics ad revenue generators are not going to have problems finding corporate sponsorship in Seattle. We'll take a break. When we come back yesterday, Jay was not with us, but the Kings preseason schedule released while we were on the air in the morning, and let's take a look at that.
Do we break it down in depth, look at 5 crucial matches leading in to the 23-24 season? Will we know if the Kings are repeating in the playoffs based upon preseason?
Will there be a road beam? We'll talk about that next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sacktown Sports.
There's only 4 tiers. Aaron Rodgers is in tier 1.
It's fine. Aaron Rodgers continues to be talked about as one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation. He's got as many Super Bowls as Joe Flacco.
How many MVPs is Joe Flacco in?
He won a Super Bowl MVP.
Boom.
I meant regular season, but that's true.
It doesn't matter. You asked what you asked, okay?
Yes, I did. Yes, it is what it is.
What great insight. It is what it is. Guess you can't do anything about it.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sacktown Sports.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
True fans of the game should pick up a copy of The Match, the day the game of golf changed forever, written by Mark Frost, who also wrote The Greatest Game Ever Played. The book was published more than 10 years ago, but it tells the true story of a remarkable round of golf played by legendary professionals Ben Hogan and Byron Nelson against two of the sport's greatest amateurs, Ken Venturi and Harvey Ward. Hogan, who avoided playing with amateurs at all costs, was hoodwinked into playing by Eddie Lowry, Francis Ouimet's diminutive caddy, who at that point was a successful San Francisco businessman. The match, with its many wagers, was set to be played at Cypress Point Club, and although the exciting 18 holes unfold with each turn of a page, it's the backstory of each of the players that makes the words come alive. My friend Ken Venturi, the last survivor of that foursome, told me it was a dream match, and so good even fiction couldn't touch it. It's a fabulous read. For Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
Mosley Collins Injury Lawyers present the 6th annual All-American Rib Cook-Off, Saturday, August 12th at Regional Park in Auburn. Now a Kansas City Barbecue Society-sanctioned competition. Get your rib ticket at allamericanribcookoff.com and enjoy live music, the Kids Zone, and more. Thanks to Auburn Toyota, Sacramento County Sheriff's Department, and Foothill Paint and Drywall. Proceeds help Crime Victims United and other local charities. Tickets are limited, so get yours now at allamericanribcookoff.com.
Former colleague and friend Nick Cattles is on his way east, back home.
Okay.
You're so wondering where I'm going with this.
I really am, actually. I'm very curious
I
right
love
now.
the look on your face.
My ears perked up.
You're like the look I'm going to have here in a few months when I'm taking my daughter out driving. Just like, oh
wow.
God, where are we going with
Congratulations.
this? No, not congratulations. I'm putting it off as long as I can. Nick posted his schedule, his travel schedule thus far on his trip. Started last Friday in Elko, Nevada. Saturday, Salt Lake City. Sunday, Laramie, Wyoming. Monday, Denver. Tuesday, Hayes, Kansas.
I love Hayes.
Wednesday, Kansas City, Mizzou. Thursday, Brentwood, Mizzou. And today, Louisville. I don't know the circumstances surrounding him, but he is taking like the longest, most leisurely. I'm not, by the way, there's no insults or snark here. I'm just pointing out he's taking his time.
I have Holiday Road playing in my head right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like he is just kind of like Elko to Salt Lake City is okay.
Getting a sandwich from a gas station.
Yeah.
Tastes like a sandwich from a gas station.
And I don't know if Nick's doing it on his own. I don't know if he's with his girl and his doggy and all that stuff. I truly don't know how. And obviously that would make a lot of sense if you got, you're I'm imagining like a big station wagon just loaded up.
That's what I'm saying.
Wrapped in bungee cords and all that as you roll out there. But is he going to see like the biggest ball of string? Is he going to see the butter cow? Is he gonna stop and see the biggest ball of foil in the world? I mean, you only get one shot, one opportunity, as Eminem said.
That's right.
Where he's not headed is Vancouver.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, that would be way out of the way, Jay, as the Sacramento Kings announced their, let's do that, little radio clap. The preseason is in, preseason schedule, that is. And they will kick it off at America's Hat, Canada, Vancouver to be exact. Now, Jason and I were talking about this last year, just in anytime you talk to anyone who's covered the NBA a long time. The one that really hurt when they've moved stuff around was Vancouver. Just from a simple, for a lot of people, that was their favorite stop in the NBA.
I've heard Vancouver's beautiful.
Absolutely. I've never been, and I've been near it. I've never been to it. I want to. They will be playing in Vancouver October 8th, and I imagine I think that's technically late summer still, isn't it? Or is that early fall? Whatever. A beautiful time.
Can we get a show-sponsored road trip?
Let me see here. Hold on. Kyle, weren't you here yesterday?
I think so, yes. As far as I'm aware, I was.
Well, it's just funny because I don't know if you were busy or not, but I want to witness, because as I broke in with this breaking news on the Canada thing, I also added into breaking news that Sacktown Sports will almost certainly be on location.
Really?
Well, because I went the same way you did. I saw that and I went, oh my God, we have to find an excuse. We have to convince our bosses that we need to be there.
True.
Here's the problem, dude. It's a Sunday game. So when are we doing
greatest recap
we're
ever?
doing the Monday show live
100%.
with sound?
Yes.
We also have Cowboys 49ers that weekend.
Well, whatever. I mean, we can watch that on Sunday and talk about it.
Exactly.
But,
But it just has it's so much more impactful if we're breaking down preseason basketball and Niners Cowboys in a different country.
I think sights and sounds there.
Yeah.
Videos, and then obviously interviews with players afterwards. This is their first competition of any sort since that heartbreaking Game 7. Have they recovered? Where are their heads at? And are they excited about this season?
Only way we can find out is if we're in Canada.
Also, Monty McNair, I'm sure, will be up there.
Yes.
Is he scouting OG Anunoby? Is he scouting Pascal Siakam? We'll ask him.
Yep.
He'll 100% answer that, too.
And if there is a 33rd and 34th team into expansion, will he be on the committee to possibly put a team in Vancouver?
That's exactly right. There's a lot to cover here. And then we would fly down and go see the Kings and Lakers in Anaheim.
No.
Yeah.
I'll skip that part of the way.
What about Disneyland?
Been to Disneyland.
So have I been to Disneyland. I'm just saying. Go again.
You don't like Disneyland.
I don't like it when it's crowded. I feel like
you're right, because there's all those times you can go during the year where it's not crowded.
No, but here's the thing. Hear me out. Honestly, do you think Tuesday, October 10th? I feel like that's a really good time to go. Of course, it always 24/7 when it's open is going to be crowded.
No, it'll be super crowded. That's Halloween time. It's every day during Halloween time at Disneyland is hella crowded.
I'm telling you right now.
I've been on a Tuesday. I've been on a Tuesday during Halloween time. It sucks.
We've done and. By the way, I would happily play 70. Boy, this is radio bitching right now. I would happily play 70. We know you love your country spots before our show in exchange for the same boss that plays those, allowing us to do our Disney broadcasts again. We used to be able to go down there.
I love the Disney
We used to go down there every year. It would either be right before they'd put up their Christmas decorations or their fall Halloween decorations or right before Christmas. And I thought it served the listener.
It did. No, it really does. It's the same argument I'm making towards why we should be in Canada for the first preseason game, is that you're not going to, it hits different for them. It's like, man, I wasn't thinking about Disneyland, but I know Carmichael Dave was there, and the way he broke down Space Mountain, it really got that nostalgia hitting that I need to be on Space Mountain. People rush to go buy those tickets. I know they tweeted me before. Yes.
Out. I think what we need the audience. We need to start throwing out emails. We need the audience to really get behind this and really help us beg to be on, to bring you coverage. It's for you guys.
Yep.
We're the ones that have to be away from our families and our kittens.
It's true.
I think we should
God, I hope my couch is okay.
Your couch is Toast, bro.
Hey, by the way, because I know we got to go to break here. Have you guys seen the nickname that Jonathan Kuminga has been given?
Yeah, it's my favorite nickname in the NBA.
I know of one of them, but I don't think we're talking about the same.
It's the one that you probably shouldn't say on the air.
No, it's the one you definitely shouldn't say on the air.
Yep. I just got it.
Does it involve a bucket?
Listen, Jonathan Kuminga is known for his scoring.
Yeah.
Right? So, yes.
Yeah.
I'll let everyone else listening fill it in their own head.
Did you just learn about this right now?
Literally right now.
That was before his rookie year. That was in training camp. I think he got that nickname. Yeah, that. But you know what? It's kind of like if you were watching the Harry Potter series for the first time. I've seen it a billion times. I love it, but it's kind of nice to go through it for the first time with someone.
Yeah. No, I was late on this one, apparently. The one I was really late on that I got called out for was Grayson Allen and Ted Cruz being twins.
Oh, I got to look at that one.
You've never seen that comp?
I've never seen that.
Oh, my
type
God.
it into Google real quick.
Okay.
Dude,
Do it
Grayson,
live on the air.
Dude, Grayson Allen is Ted Cruz's child. Like, they are twins.
I mean, they're both about equally dirty. That makes, oh my God. Really? Oh my God.
Dude, they are the
same
child.
person. And I mean, honestly, I don't know anything about Grayson Allen's background, but really, are we making that big of a stretch?
No.
Wow. Okay. We'll take a break. When we come back, good news out of Kyle Shanahan. He is officially no longer concerned with Brock Purdy's elbow. Thank you, Kyle.
I'm waiting for the punchline.
Nope, that's just where we're at. We'll talk about it next. Sacktown Sports.
Jimmy G and the Raiders take on the 49ers Sunday, August 13th from Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. And Sacktown Sports has all your coverage.
Kyle's offense versus Josh's offense, just different mindset behind it. So I think revamping the mind like that is the first step, and then just relearning the language. Basically like going Spanish to French, something like that.
The voice of the Niners, Greg Papa, has the kickoff at 1 p.m. on Sacktown Sports.
Your home for the 49ers.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. If you're a small business owner, listen up. Pi Insurance wants to give you one of those aha moments, the kind that could save you money. Workers' comp is probably one of the biggest costs you face. But did you know that insurance providers have flexibility in setting their prices? That's right. But many don't bother giving small businesses the savings you deserve. Instead, you can get lumped in with other businesses and overcharged. Pi Insurance was created to change that. With Pi, you get a quote tailored specifically to your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. Take 3 minutes to see how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or go to trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Arizona University is expected to finalize a move to the Big 12 in the near future. If Arizona does move, Arizona State and Utah are rumored to be following them. Meanwhile, Oregon, Washington, Cal, and Stanford are considering leaving for the Big 10 and putting the Pac-12's future in jeopardy. In baseball, the Giants and A's play the Bay Bridge Series in Oakland. The Oakland A's fans are once again planning a reverse boycott for Saturday's game with sell the team towels, coordinated protest signs and chants, and all kinds of fun stuff. If you can't make it to Oakland, you can listen to both games right here on Sacktown Sports. And speaking of baseball, it's time for the River Cats report. Here's JayMarrzz.
It's the River Cats Report. What's going on with the Giants AAA squad? The River Cats Report.
What is going on with your Sacramento River Cats? This is the River Cats Report, brought to you by the River Cats.
Hey, man.
Hey, and by the way, head over to sacktownsports.com where you can register to win a family 4-pack of tickets to check out the River Cats play.
Breaking news.
Yes,
my
sir.
wife and children will be at the River Cats game this Saturday. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm going to be out of town, but I'm going to be rolling to a game very, very soon. Been there many, many times. It's just, a great place to watch baseball.
Can I say they picked the perfect game to go to because tomorrow night is Marvel Defenders
Yeah,
of the
baby.
Diamond.
Yes.
Returns to Sutter Health Park Saturday, August 5th. But if you're going to the game tonight, it's Orange Friday, which is every Friday. Can you?
Sorry.
It's the...
I wanted some...
cursed.
You said it's Marvel night.
Yes.
I wanted some music, some dramatic Marvel music.
Well,
That scared
you
me so much.
failed.
Yeah, I did. All right.
But
Anyways,
if you're going to the game tonight, it's Orange Friday, which is every Friday at Sutter Health Park. Live music and happy hour for 5 to 6 at LSC and Landing. Post-game fireworks, of course, presented by Caltrans Stormwater. Gosh.
You were almost there.
I was almost there. I just missed it.
Stormwater.
As far as on the field goes, there have been a host of new returning faces to the River Cats, starting with number 2 prospect, Marco Luciano, who was 1 for 4 with an RBI in his return to the lineup the other day. Joining him and making his Sacramento Giants organization debut will be Mark Matthews, acquired in a recent trade from Seattle. Also joining the River Cats have been a pair of big leaguers on rehab assignments in Terrio Estrada, who made his first appearance with Sacramento since September of 2021, as well as Luis Gonzalez, no, not the one who used to play for the Diamondbacks, unfortunately, who has logged the barrel multi-hit games and scored a total of 6 runs in 6 games. Also, by the way, what's really cool tomorrow, players will be wearing special Marvel jerseys, which will be available for purchase during the in-game auction. Proceeds benefit the River Cats Foundation.
I gotta get one. Love it. Good popcorn there, too.
Dude, I think they've been voted several times of having like the best food in all of minor league sports.
Oh, well, they're the best team in all minor leagues.
That's true.
Is there a question? There's a reason why they sold for like a record amount.
Yeah, that's true.
It's because they're the best team, the best ballpark, the best all-around experience.
I will say this, super underrated. You know, we always talk about when you go out to Oracle Park, you know, looking out at the Bay Bridge. If you're at Sutter Health, and you get those seats where you can perfectly see the Tower Bridge out in the Sacramento.
Yes,
it is one of the most gorgeous views the city has. Maybe the most gorgeous view.
I hate summer. People know this. I hate the heat. I hate all of that. But 7 o'clock, Delta breeze coming in. You're in whatever row you're at. There's not a bad seat in the house.
No.
The smell of baseball and all the food and everything. The crowd, like. I'm sure somebody would argue that somewhere in North Carolina in single-A or rookie ball is the purest form of baseball in the country, but you're also watching single-A and rookie league. I would say all things considered in a baseball-hungry town, that is the best example of pure baseball.
Period.
And by the way, you're almost certainly going to see some future All-Stars.
Yeah. I think Luciano's the guy that if I had to pin someone on the River Cats right now,
yes,
it's definitely Marco.
All right. Niners time. And according to Kyle Shanahan, he's no longer concerned with Brock Purdy's elbow, which is great news.
Yes.
All right.
Because, well, let's face it, we were all concerned, especially after the Cleveland Farrell incident.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Cleveland. Farrell.
He might be Farrell. As in, like, looking for a home soon. Again, that's coming up later.
The quarterback himself, Brock Purdy, was asked if, barring any setbacks, will you start week 1? Here's what he said. A few days ago.
No, we haven't had any, kind of conversation like that. It's, hey, how can I be great today? I practiced. Let's get these reps. Let's get the mental reps, and let's continue to grow.
All right, so that was about a week ago, and I would imagine, are they going to use Purdy in the preseason?
No, I don't think there's a chance he takes a snap in the preseason.
First off, I hope he doesn't. So we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off an elbow injury, going into the entire offseason, it's just his second year. He's not like a 10-year veteran here. Isn't there an argument he's got to see at least a series or two?
Okay, I'll buy that. But if he does, right, it's the final game.
Yeah.
And that's usually where you will see more starters playing than normals, and that final game is almost a tune-up. If he does, it will be there. Maybe a series or two. I would imagine it would be off series if he does, though.
It's also, and you have to have the gameplay to have it work out or not work out, but that means Trey Lance getting a lot of looks.
I was going to say, Lance
Sam
and Darnold getting a lot of looks. And that's going to, if one of those two guys, and this happens every single year in preseason, one of those two guys is going to look like a freaking superstar.
Yeah.
Because especially whoever's the third string of the two of those guys that's backing up the other one, they're going to look like a superstar, and we are going to be hearing about it.
Well,
and we are going to be hearing about why isn't Trey Lance starting or why isn't Sam Darnold starting?
Right. And then if you do put Purdy in, you're putting him in against the other team's perceived first defense.
Yep.
And so let's say Purdy is rusty. He throws a couple of picks here, there, wherever. Now we're going to have a whole other thing going on. And
he could just have a 3-and-out, and people will be calling for his head.
That 3-and-out looked, it was a little bit rusty on the 3.
I don't know if we can have him start.
Emphasis on the out. It's strange because, look, I don't, if Brock Purdy is this team's starting quarterback going into week 1, I have no problems with that. And he's earned it, and I'm fine with it. But he's not the defending Super Bowl quarterback who's played 5 seasons and had a couple of 3,000-4,000 yard seasons as well. And this is still a guy. I'm just saying, this is still a guy who was Mr. Irrelevant 2 years ago. This is still a guy who was a rookie last year. This is still a guy that's not played a full season. So that balance, if it's Aaron Rodgers coming off this surgery, if it's Tom Brady, hell, if it's Lamar Jackson.
If Brock Purdy were a second-round pick coming off this surgery,
I think it's
a completely different conversation.
And that's why I don't like to penalize him for that.
If Brock Purdy is 6'4" and not 6'1" coming off this surgery, it's a completely different conversation.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? That's not the case.
Going back, though, to the Lance Darnold thing, because this is something, you've heard.
Quarterback, by the way, Lance Darnold.
Yeah, Lance Darnold, number one pick anywhere, any draft.
Without a doubt.
Going back to that, and I've kind of, you've heard a few rumblings like, they could cut Trey Lance. Why?
No chance.
I don't think they cut Trey Lance.
No chance.
But
hold on. There's no chance that they cut a guy on a rookie contract that they picked number 3. There is, but go ahead. We're doing a thought exercise.
Here's my thought exercise is this, because Brandon Allen right now is the 4th quarterback. Brandon Allen would be at most the 3rd quarterback, barring something, right?
Right.
And he's looked decent, what you hear in training camp, and I think he would be a great 3rd quarterback. Do you think this could be, though, a showcase in the preseason for Darnold and or Lance, and one of those guys is traded at some point with the preseason kind of showcasing what their abilities are?
I don't think they're going to carry 4 quarterbacks. Okay.
I'm in agreement with you.
All right. So that being said, Number of starting quarterbacks for the 49ers under Kyle Shanahan by season. 2017, 3. 2018, 3. 2019, 1. 2020, 3. 2021, 2. 2022, 3. I think all 3 are making the team. And at some point during the season, if I would have to say either a contending team or a team that thinks it could be a contending team, and by point of the season, I mean, probably first 4 or 5 games. God forbid, but somebody's, I'm not even going to pick an example because I don't want to jinx it. But
there's an expectation multiple quarterbacks will start for the 49ers. Is that safe?
I don't think that's safe, actually.
Really?
No, I don't. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think there's an expectation. I think there's a strong possibility, and I'm not being cagey here. I'm saying I think the 49ers idea is for Brock Purdy to start week 1 and for Brock Purdy to start week 16, 17, maybe not 18, depending on the position they're in. What I think they are probably thinking is we're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. And if we have an opportunity, if somebody's quarterback goes down and we're sitting on Lance and Darnold, probably Lance, and we have an opportunity to, if somebody calls us up and says, we'll give you a first or a second for Trey Lance.
I think they do that in a heartbeat at this point.
Right. And if Brock Purdy is doing the job, I think they go for that.
Isn't Darnold the one likely to be more, if in your scenario where it's a competing team, because of the pedigree and the starting and the experience? Wouldn't Darnold be the one, though, that's more likely traded than Lance? Just because there's going to be so many question marks about Lance. And again, I'm looking at it from a contending team standpoint.
Yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword because they both have that pedigree. They both were drafted the same. Darnold is
But Darnold's played.
He has played, but also Darnold's played.
Sure.
Darnold has far more interceptions than Trey Lance.
Of course he
Darnold
does.
has far more losses than Trey Lance. And I think it just depends on the particular GM and what they see in the coach and what they see in tape. If they look at Trey Lance and they say, oh, my God, there's a lot here.
So you do kind of agree this could be a preseason showcase of the 2.
I 100% think that's what's going to happen. I think in the end, I would like to see Brock Purdy play at least a couple of series in the preseason, but I get it if they don't. But I do think this is a twofold showcase. Number 1, who's QB2 going into the season? Number 2, let's get both of them familiarized with this team as much as possible because there's a decent chance they're going to start this year because of injury. And number 3, this is a lot of tape that we're going to be able to have other teams call on when and if their quarterback splits his knee. And they don't want to go with Brian Hoyer or whoever the hell is, but also you got guys like.
You don't think the Raiders want to go with Brian Hoyer
and
Jimmy Garoppolo Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt?
I actually completely forgot he was on their team.
I think he's the backup.
Also, Teddy Bridgewater is a free agent as well right now. I mean, there still are some free agents out there that might get called on, but either way,
Carson Wentz is still a free agent.
That's right. So they either have
Kyle Shanahan in a magic world resurrect Carson Wentz.
I think if anybody could, it would be Kyle or Andy Reid, just with the players' personnel and offense they have. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we've got another reverse boycott, the Bay Bridge series, and it's a great time to do a reverse boycott as well. We'll explain after this.
Will Brandon Ayuk emerge as a star in the Bay this season?
Now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk.
Can Fred Warner lead the Niners defense to another deep playoff run?
And Fred Warner with the INT. Pick City, baby.
Will Brock Purdy hold on to his starting quarterback job?
Purdy going to drop back to pass, try to run forward and go to the end zone standing. Down and Purdy, baby.
Tune into Niners at 9 every day on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers. Imagine if every time you bought something, you could get a second one for 30% off. Buy one car, get the second one for 30% off.
Buy one TV, get the second one at 30% off. Buy a new house and get the second one at 30% off.
At Bell Brothers, that's exactly what we're offering this spring on windows and doors. When you buy one brand new energy-efficient window for your home, you'll get the second one at 30% off.
A minimum purchase is required, but the discount applies to every second window you buy. For example, if you buy 5 windows, you'll get 5 windows at 30% off.
The same is true for doors. Buy one, get one for 30% off. And for doors, the minimum is just 2.
So call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
JayMarrzz.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Jay, you do all the imaging of the station.
Why don't you explain to people what that means?
So like when we just came back from break and it was like Carmichael Dave, JayMarrzz, or during commercials when it's like, hey, what have you missed on Sacktown Sports? And then there's anything that's imaging. You're creating the station image through audio. And Jay does a great job at that. I want to know the process you went through when you were out on the streets. I assume it was an intern?
No. Well, we don't. It's 20.
Oh, sorry. It was promotions?
Yeah, Bobby Jones.
When he was out on the street saying, hey, what is it that you, what's your favorite thing about Carmichael
So what
Dave?
I do is I give Bobby a list of everybody on the station.
Yep.
I said, hey, when you're out on a promotional hit, that one was actually from the state fair last year. And so we say, hey, we just want genuine thoughts on the personalities because that is so instrumental in creating the image of them, not just through, what the personalities do on a daily basis, but we like to highlight that in our bumpers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, that's from the State Fair 2022. Shout out my guy, Bobby Jones, and promo getting that done.
I shout out to the guy that complimented me on my sources.
You have a lot of sourced, and you have to agree.
Tons of sources. Yes. Very, very.
I know you're being cagey,
very
like you said
professional.
last segment. You're being cagey right now. I know you're sourced.
You're
I got to stop playing that one because this is the second time Dave's brought this up.
Oh, no, he does it every time you play
every
it.
single
It's
time.
just a fine.
It's
just
that and it's Nostradamus.
I call it's labeled on there ADD Sweep 1.
The Bay Bridge Series this weekend, perhaps for the final time. And A's Giants.
Sorry.
So the A's have raised season ticket. A's have raised ticket.
Well, they did
prices
that too. Actually, you weren't wrong.
from $10 to $45 for Saturday's game. Now,
Is that what they call in the business dynamic pricing?
that is, and there was a lot of controversy. I read an article about this. Now, look, any chance we have to trash John Fisher and the A's as an organization, well, obviously we're going to take. I don't know that I know enough to do that, though. At first, it was like, well, of course you're picking the reverse boycott to do this, which is a perfectly understandable thing. On the other hand, this is their marquee event of the year, and I'm not trying to be a ding dong here. The Giants visiting, is their biggest regular season draw usually
because of all the Giants fans.
Fans come over.
And I said it's not just Giants fans that come over. This is if you're like a diehard Giants fan. This is also your opportunity if you're priced out at Oracle to see your team live.
Exactly right. It would be nice to see the A's donate this to charity again. That would be great, but don't think that's going to happen. There are sell the team towels being given away by fans. I am a Giants fan. I've been a Giants fan my entire life since the days of Jeff Leonard and Chili Davis and Scott Gereltz and Greg Minton, even before William Nuschler-Clark came on board along with Robbie Thompson and everybody else. And I'm here to tell you this. I hope, and by the way, my team is in the middle of a pennant race.
Yeah, no.
I am here for the A's winning both games this weekend.
Wow.
I think for the I don't know that the stadium is going to be sold out, but I think they're going to have as big, if not the biggest crowd they've had all season for both games. It's a weekend. It's going to be 107 degrees this weekend in Sacramento. What a great time for the 916 and the 209 to go down and watch a ball game in the Bay Area in much cooler weather. I think there's a lot of things that are coming together into a perfect storm to have a rather large couple of crowds out there. And I think in a vacuum, though it will mean nothing to the A's and their overall, this isn't the difference between them making the wild card or not. And it'll mean everything to the Giants because they're in the middle of this race. I think with all the pain and agony and suffering A's fans and that team, by the way, have been through, I think it'd be kind of cool for them to get at least one, if not a 2-game sweep this weekend.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fan base, especially everyone going out on Saturday, which is the reverse boycott game. Real quickly, I want to bring it back, though, to what we were talking about with the ticket prices and the dynamic pricing. Like we said, I understand that because it is the Giants.
Yes.
But why are tickets for Saturday's game more expensive than Sunday.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Sunday afternoon game being traditionally a game more people would attend.
Yep.
However, Saturday, the reverse boycott game, as I give the camera Windhorse fingers, is at least $15 more expensive a ticket starting. I'm just throwing that out there.
No, and it's a very, very the only way I can answer that question honestly is to the only way I can give that answer is if I know what the attendance is for Saturday, Sunday, because the only thing I could tell you would be, well, okay, but if the tickets right now are by far selling more for Saturday than Sunday, which they are. So what I'm wondering is, again, I don't trust the A's and they're a bunch of scam artists, but I'm presenting a point before I go full in on them because I don't know. If that's the reverse boycott day on top of the fact that it's also A's Giants,
right?
That means you would think that's going to be the sought after game to go to.
That's my point.
So are there dynamic pricing hit points that are in place always? Like, for example, once 20,000 seats are sold, they go up by a factor of X, 30,000, X plus 1, 40,000, X plus 5. I don't know. Now, even if that's the case, let's defend the A's 100%, which is gross. Let's say that this is the same dynamic pricing they have in for 81 home games. And because of the combination of it's the Giants and it's a reverse boycott, they've hit all those dynamic pricing goals, which is why they're $45. I'm pretty sure the A's have the ability to go in there and turn off dynamic pricing for this game. I'm pretty sure the A's could go in there and say, you know what? We're going to turn off dynamic pricing this weekend. We're going to keep them the same, and then we'll turn it back on Monday. Why? You're going to lose a couple of bucks, but guess what? You're making a ton of money this weekend anyways.
Trying to find some info because MLB.com actually has some info on dynamic pricing.
It's pricing that moves.
Yes. Well,
Boom.
Yes, exactly.
MLB.com right here.
Well, first of all, season ticket holders apparently don't have dynamic pricing.
No, because that's why you buy a season ticket. That's the great thing is you buy a season ticket and your pricing is stable and standard.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not enough on this website to kind of give us a set thing on if, how, and why they decide to change it as it goes on. But yeah, no, it's definitely a very interesting thing going on right now. That's all.
It is a very interesting thing. And it's unfortunate and it's lame and it's John Fisher. And a question from the text line 916-339-1140. Who screwed Oakland more, Al Davis or John Fisher?
John Fisher.
Recency bias would tell me it was John Fisher. Now, are we combining Al and Mark Davis?
Yeah.
I mean, they left Oakland twice.
That's my point. Also, dare I say this, you talk about defending the A's and John Fisher. The A's put a lot more legwork, I think, in getting a stadium done.
Oh, so I thought you said John Fisher screwed him more. You're saying Al Davis.
Recently.
Right, but I'm saying.
I'm sorry. No.
I'm confused here.
Now I'm confused.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go Fisher. I know Al Davis and them left twice, but I don't think there was ever. Again, I think.
Recency bias gives me Fisher, and I think Fisher has given more of a middle finger to the fans than Davis did, who never really did, other than, again, moving the team twice. But he also returned to Oakland.
Yep.
He also built that franchise. It's a little bit more difficult to me. I'm not saying that Al Davis had leeway to screw Oakland for all he did in building the Raiders, but Al Davis's tenure as owner, I think it's safe to say, far more high points than
kidding.
John Fisher. Say what you want about Al Davis. He was the Oakland Raiders, and the Oakland Raiders were Al Davis. They were created in each other's images. They were each other's personalities, and there's a reason why there's that flame. The flame's still going in Las Vegas. They moved the flame. That's right. There's a reason for that. John Fisher will forever be remembered by Oakland A's and eventually maybe Las Vegas A's fans or whatever as scourge of the earth.
Yeah.
Just
no.
that
You're never going to find an A's fan with a positive thing to say about John Fisher, where there's a lot of Raider fan that love Al Davis.
And I just will, for the life of me, not understand why a guy who inherited his wealth, who is a billionaire a couple times over, he'll never have to worry about cash. Why is it and these owners, these rich people, I know, I've been around them. They have egos and they are sensitive, and criticism does hurt them. How John Fisher is in, I mean, let's say John Fisher makes $500 million more off of this deal, which I think is actually a pretty decent estimate.
Yeah.
Let's say he makes $1 billion, which he won't. Let's say he makes an extra $1 billion. And he just throws that in with his other $1 billion. Now, to you and me and anyone else listening, $1 billion is a ridiculous amount of money. Of course it is. But to John Fisher, how is his life changing? The answer is it's not.
No, you're correct. But we also know this, when you talk about ultra wealthy people like that, they never have a point where they're like, okay, I've made enough.
No.
That's the problem.
And I'm certainly not the one that's like, you've made enough money. I don't have those conversations. My point is John Fisher is completely destroying his image and reputation for life in exchange for something that will make zero difference.
Yeah, but again, that is kind of the story of a lot of these billionaires. They all kind of, there's a similar tale. They all kind of have the same tale when it comes to that.
I'm not one, and like, again, never going to defend a billionaire. My name's not Chris. What I will say is he's just being an idiot.
Yeah.
And if I don't know what his family situation's like, and of course I'm not getting personal here, that's off limits, but I think it's safe to say, gosh, if I'm one of his kids, if I'm a cousin, somebody that loves him, I don't know if John Fisher's a bad person. I think he is. I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's around his family. He's a great guy. For real. Maybe he has kids or grandkids that sit on his lap and love him, and he's their guy. I'm being dead serious here. At some point, can somebody tell this man, John, your name's going to be a punchline forever, and it doesn't have to be this way. You can and as we take a break, Jay,
I want to tell you why not before. Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
I want you to think about this during the break, and we're going to talk about the Niners and Cleveland Furl next. But I want you all to think about this question for a second, because I think it's a fun thought exercise. John Fisher just hired you as his new PR director, and you have carte blanche with John Fisher. You are his puppeteer. He will do what you tell him to do. He says, I got visited by Baseball Future, the ghost of Baseball Future. I don't want to end up like that. Help me turn this around. My question is this: can John Fisher still be a hero? And what is that path if he can? We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll answer that. SacktownSports.com.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sacktown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third, your score is Tony Kent. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track, makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sacktown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sacktown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
The story of the nurse and the foot pain that nearly brought him down.
I feel like I'm giving people their lives back.
Robert lived to take care of his patients, but he couldn't do it unless he took care of his foot pain.
I have plantar fasciitis. It'll almost put you on your knees. That's how much it hurts.
His own recovery started when he got fitted for arch supports at the Good Feet store.
Now that I'm pain free, I can make these people feel better.
Can't beat that. Stop by or schedule your free fitting at goodfeet.com. The universal truth of women's shoes. The cuter they are, the more they hurt.
You have to put your best foot forward, and if your best foot is an ugly shoe, oh my goodness.
Lise Ann thought she had to choose between looking good and feeling good until she got fitted for arch supports at the Good Feet store.
Now I can wear the shoes that I've picked out because I like the way they look, not because they were comfortable.
Good Feet relieved her pain and her fashion dilemma. Stop by or schedule your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language? In as little as 3 weeks, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. The 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Heart Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento, Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings' Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sacktown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Arizona University is expected to finalize a move to the Big 12 in the near future. If Arizona does move, Arizona State and Utah are rumored to be following them. Meanwhile, Oregon, Washington, Cal, and Stanford are considering leaving for the Big 10, putting the Pac-12's future in jeopardy. In baseball, the Giants and the Athletics are playing at the Coliseum Saturday and Sunday for the Bay Bridge Series. Oakland A's fans are once again planning a reverse boycott for Saturday's game, with sell the team towels, coordinated protests, signs, and chants and more going down. If you can't make it to Oakland, you can listen to both games here on Sacktown Sports. If you missed any of today's show, you can listen to all 4 hours on our podcast and YouTube feeds right now at SacktownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Let's return to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Random shout out to Method Man.
Okay.
I don't ever fall asleep to music last night, but
friend of the show, Method Man.
Is he a friend of the show?
Yeah.
Hey. I was just going through some old, sometimes, I know this sounds stupid. Sometimes I'm just in the mood for East Coast hip hop.
Okay.
Just saying. It's
Sure.
it's a different sound.
Yeah, very different.
It's a different sound. And so I was going through some old Method Man songs last night. I was in bed. Wife was asleep, but she had her little headphones on. And so I'm just playing at low volume, going through like old Method Man songs and all that. And then next thing you know, it's like 3 a.m. and I kind of woke up and my phone was still on I fell asleep listening to Method Man. I was like, on one hand, Method Man put me to sleep. On the other hand, Method Man. Shout out Method Man. Shout out Method Man. That's all. Just one of those. I've been on this nostalgia week this week, this hip hop nostalgia week, because I found
it is National Hip Hop Nostalgia Week.
Is it?
No.
Oh, I found the DOC on Twitter, and he's been very interactive and all that. And that was like my hero growing up, dude.
You tweeted the DOC, didn't you?
No. I tweeted him like 3 times.
Did he reply?
Only.
Oh. Change
I
that.
don't want to
Abby.
seem too thirsty. I just want to like.
That's it.
A
Just a
reply.
like.
Just acknowledgement.
How about a re-ex?
Nah, that's asking for too much.
Okay.
Just the
acknowledge
DOC.
my
Just the
existence.
DOC. I would be the stupidest fanboy around the DOC. I would just be absolute. I think he'd be top 5 for me, guys. That if I was around in the world,
Really?
dude,
Interesting.
I can't tell you enough how many times I listened to that. What I still to this day believe is the best cover to cover. And the grand finale is still my favorite rap song of all time.
All time.
I think it is the best compilation ever. My favorite diss track is No Vaseline. I don't like that that's starting to come back up and there's arguments.
Uh-oh.
How does anybody put anything above No Vaseline?
Ether?
Yes. And what was the other one?
Hit 'em up?
Hit 'em up. Thank you. Those were the 2. I just saw a list recently, and that was 1 and 2. And Ice Cube was being asked about it. He had a great point. He's like, no offense to Nas, no offense to Tupac. He's like, I'm one guy. I wrote the whole thing. I had no help, and I took out 4 superstars in one song. And it's like, how do you even deny that? Like, at all. And by the way,
so we're going quantity over quality there.
I'm just saying the way he took
Tupac
them.
took out Biggie, and Nas took out Jay-Z.
Yeah, the funny thing is, and this isn't, I'm not making light of Eazy-E and his demise. What I mean by this in the musical sense, Biggie and who's the other one you said?
Jay-Z.
Yeah, sorry.
You may have heard of him.
Yeah, Biggie and Jay-Z careers were just fine. Now, obviously, I know what happened to Biggie, but I'm saying their music, their respect is still 10. NW, where's MC Ren? Where's DJ Yellen?
I don't think that's because of No Vaseline.
And by the way, before his passing, I don't think it's directly because of that, but even before his passing, it's not like Eazy was turning out crazy hit albums.
Bone Thugs and Harmony might disagree with you.
That was a compilation. I'm talking about Eazy Does It came out when
I know.
Right with Straight Outta
What I'm
Compton.
saying is Eazy-E was still very very successful post NWA.
Can you even compare NWA? Can you even compare? Okay, we got to move on. Can you, because I am such a fish out of water right now and I know I sound like it, but can you even compare Ice Cube's post NWA success to the success Eazy-E had in that short time? It's not even close.
Well, again, and I don't think
Eazy-E was the most successful. Well, and we're forgetting one guy. Dr. Dre did okay.
Jinx, personal
but
jinx.
I'm pretty sure all, if I remember right, all Ice Cube said about Dr. Dre, did he say, "Yo, Dre, stick to producing"? No, that was on. That wasn't even on that track. I don't think.
No,
that was. What was the one he did with Daz Effects? Was it Check Yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now I got to go back and listen. But I don't like the fact that you're trying.
I don't think that was.
No,
the
you know what?
song.
It wasn't.
That's not the same song.
I'm also being completely thrown off because I'm getting the eye from Chris. And I can always tell when Chris is on judge mode. He's always
every day
turns in his chair. Like I can see his ear go up like a dog. Are we about to get something here? And then he's just quietly, he's got his phone in his hand. He's making notes.
See, Elijah Mitchell strained his
Yeah,
adductor.
I saw Elijah Mitchell.
Will Elijah Mitchell ever have a healthy season in the NFL? Your thoughts?
Yeah, he needs to. That'd be great. That'd be wonderful. But
by leaving the 49ers.
Yeah, which is probably when it would happen. You know what? Here's a good transition. Mitch, what was your favorite hip hop group or artist growing up?
Tom Petty and CCR Never Gets Old.
What never gets old?
Clearwater Creedence Revival. CCR.
Yes, noted hip hop group CCR, John Fogerty. I completely agree. Fortunate Son, heard it through the grapevine. Yes, love
Straight
me
out of Louisiana.
Love me some CCR. Stuck in Lodi.
All right, you got me there with the hip hop.
Yes.
I'm sorry. And you know my rap. So
yes. Go ahead.
So this should have been born. But anyway, I'm glad you made it to work.
Thank
you.
you.
Make up the 15 minutes that you have.
Appreciate it.
Well, stay a little longer.
Thank
we got
you.
3-headed show in the next one.
There you go.
I was supposed to say quarterbacks that make it too much money. If you have at least 3 years as a starting quarterback, it seems like minimum wage is $25 million. I mean, Daniel Jones, $40 million.
Right?
And I don't know I don't know which is sadder. The demise of the Pac-12, which might be gone before the Oakland A's and all other teams in Oakland that they've poorly managed and chased out without trying, like a matador. That's the mayor to me. He's no better than a matador.
I couldn't agree more, Mitch. Thank you. Your thoughts, Jay?
Yeah, I agree.
Cleveland Furl's having a...
I do agree with him on the Daniel Jones take.
I do too. But you know what Daniel Jones is worth? What they pay him. That's his market.
Yeah.
I always say that. I'm not faulting Daniel Jones for signing the contract.
I'm Daniel Jones. I would sprint to sign that contract.
Give me that contract. Anyways, Cleveland Furl's having a rough time. He is having a rough time. And it's kind of sad, man. I mean, you talked about Brock Purdy and where he was drafted. Are we this down on Cleveland Furl if the Raiders don't draft him higher than he possibly ever should have been drafted ever?
I think he was still projected to go first round, right?
I think so. That's with Marcus Russell. Yeah.
I mean, so he ended up going 4. And no, you're completely 100% on point. It's not just the reach at 4. It's the fact that the number 4 will always be attached to him. And so he's always going to have like this, I think, unfair expectation that he was supposed to be a star when I think most people were like, Cleveland Farrell wasn't going to be a star. But he has that expectation.
Sure.
And so you're hearing rumors that, he's been struggling with his one-on-ones in training camp. And then, of course, there's the incident that happened the other day where he nearly re-injured Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cleveland Farrell gets out of camp.
I don't know either, and that's like the golden rule. You do not injure the starting quarterback.
Like the 49ers, if any team is going to rehab you, right?
Yeah.
That's their thing. That's what they like to do. They like to find,
sure.
It's like pick and pull, right? They go and they pick used parts and try to make them into a shiny new car. That's what they do. And if the 49ers can't do it for you, I don't think that's happening anywhere else in the NFL.
Yeah, that's not happening. Trey Lance threw a pick yesterday, and here's Kyle Shanahan explaining the pick.
Trying to throw it over the hooker, and the hooker got under it. So it's a high-low, and he was too deep, and he wanted the deep throw, and it's got to check it down.
If you didn't hear the audio there, he said he tried to throw it over the hooker, and the hooker got under it.
Happens all the time.
Happens all the time. That is a quote from a, by the way, a very old-looking Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, he shouldn't shave.
He should not shave.
Most people, they shave like they look younger. Kyle put about 5 years on.
Yeah, he's looking, I mean, come on, Kyle. I know being an NFL coach is like being a president or something when it comes to aging you. Like everybody always looks older 4 years later, but this is come on, Kyle. Kyle's a good-looking guy. Kyle and Cliff Kingsbury.
Mm-hmm.
Who's not?
Sean McVay's not a bad-looking guy.
Not bad-looking. No,
Andy Reid.
Yeah, everybody's got their own taste. Anyways,
Mike McCarthy.
100% Mike McCarthy. We should do that. A Mount good-looking NFL head coach more. That'll go over well with the fans, listeners. We'll take a break. When we come back, who is hot? Don't know. Who is hot? Also don't know. Kyle Ledbetter's going to have that and hopefully not include the A's and who's not, because we talked about that yesterday. That should be off limits. That's like saying the sun is hot. Like, okay, yeah, it's always going to be hot. Let's do some homework.
Sure.
And while you're doing that homework, maybe you want a tasty chicken wing.
Oh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Take yourself down to Fire Wings. Hey, it's Friday. It's Friday. Yeah, I know it's Friday. I know it's Friday, but why cook tonight? Why not celebrate the weekend with some tasty, yummy Fire Wings? 21 different flavors to choose from. That's a lot. You know what? If you and your spouse have 19 kids, everybody can have their own flavor. How crazy is that? Breaded Malaysian curry is my jam. In fact, I'm kind of craving that right now. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've had me some breaded Malaysian curry. I might do that tonight on the way out of town. Get me some wings. Nashville hot chicken sandwich. You can dial that up from 1 to 5. Good luck going to 5. And that's not just me trying to challenge you. I've said it before. I did 3. And I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to die. But in a good way. In a tasty, yummy, good way. You can go to firewings.com, look at all their flavors, look at everything on the menu. And you can also make an order. Yeah, you can make an order right now at 8:42 in the morning. That's how you know the show is live. 8:42 in the morning. You can pick it up for lunch, pick it up for dinner. Doesn't matter. Don't wait in the lines. There's your hack. Along with me, go to firewings.com, find the location nearest you, and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings. Just wing it. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, next.
Listen up. Coming up at 1 on Friday. The NFL Network's Steve Weish joins Whitey and Watkins to break down Trey Lance's future and how the Niners are shaping up for 2023. That's 1 p.m. this Friday on Sacramento's home for the 49ers, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
The world is a vampire.
The World is a Vampire Tour. One massive show. The Smashing Pumpkins. This Monday, Toyota Amphitheater. Special guests, Stone Temple Pilots and Rival Sons. The Smashing Pumpkins. On sale now at livenation.com as part of the Hard Rock Sacramento Concert Series.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Oh! Why do I sound like a ghost now? Who's hot?
Apparently your ghost voice.
Yeah, who's hot?
Who's hot?
Who's hot?
It's the San Diego Padres.
No bias here.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, the San Diego Padres, they're on fire.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they're scoring a lot of runs.
What are the Fathers doing?
So the Fathers played against the Colorado Rockies on Wednesday.
Oh, and they scored?
They did.
What? No way.
They scored 11 runs.
That's crazy.
Against the worst team in the National League.
Oh my God.
But not only did they score 11 runs, they hit 5 home runs.
Cubs hit 7 the other day.
Yeah.
But not just any 5 home runs. They hit 5 home runs that were 425 feet or longer.
Wow.
Those are long. Was it at Coors or was it in San Diego?
It was at Coors.
That doesn't count.
However,
Plus, it wasn't even yesterday.
However, it is the first time that any baseball team has hit. That was Christopher Lott. That is the first time any baseball team has hit 5 home runs of 425 feet or longer in the history of the StatCast era.
What? So but you know what? Let me ask you this: when you hit a home run 500 feet and then you hit another home run 400 feet, do you get more runs for the 500 footer?
No, you don't.
Well, then who cares?
Well,
He's got a point.
There's another reason they're hot. You know that we mentioned earlier the Dodgers and Padres are playing this weekend.
Yes, the Padres.
Yes, and
Podgers. That's pretty good. Go ahead.
Last year, the Dodgers won 111 games in the regular season, and then they made it to the playoffs, and then San Diego beat them in the playoffs. It's pretty great.
They did.
Shut up.
And then they went on to celebrate their first World Series ring.
I celebrated. I celebrated like we won.
He's of the opinion, by the way, that he says he's more happier with a Padre win over the Dodgers in the playoffs than the actual World Series ring. Is that crazy talk?
That's a bit.
It comes with a caveat.
That's a bit.
See, I'm a loser.
We're isolating that. I didn't see that one
You
coming.
guys can catch me, Rancho Cordova. I'm doing comedy tonight.
Way to plug your stuff. Good job.
Who's not?
Who's not? Apparently me.
Yeah. You and Beck.
No, I do have one. And for the 12th day in a row, it's the Oakland A's.
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah, so the Bay Bridge series is this weekend. Reverse Boycott.
Yeah.
You should go support. So this weekend last year was the last time the Bay Bridge series was in Oakland.
Yeah.
And since that day, the Oakland A's have played 164 games. Their record in those 164 games is 49 and 115, which is, if you took it over a full baseball season, which is 162 roughly, that would be the second worst record in all of baseball since 2000.
Nice.
Yeah, well done. Who was it in 2000?
The 2003 Tigers are the only team that's worse, which, by the way, this year's A's team might catch that team because that Tigers team won 43 games.
What are the A's at right now?
30 and 80. On pace.
They have a really
13.
good chance.
They're on pace for 44.
You said 30 and 80?
30 and 80.
So they have 52 games left.
Yes.
And they have to win. What'd you say the Tigers had?
The Tigers had 43.
13. 13 and 39.
Again, the A's are on pace for 44 right now.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Are you, me and Jason sometimes have this conversation off here. Are you of the opinion, like we are, that if you're going to lose and be bad, be historically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Who's gonna be like, well, you know, the A's could have been, they could have, but they won 45. What's the difference between 45 and 25? I mean, 20
games.
Yeah, but who's gonna remember that 5 years from now? Like, oh wow,
45 win A's, but yeah, you know, you're right. 25 win A's.
Well, at least you could be Steve Cohen of the Mets, who spent $900 billion. And Steve Cohen spoke yesterday about rolling out a pretty embarrassing squad.
I think the expectations were really high this year, and my guess is next year will be a lot lower. But I can't speak to what's going to happen in the offseason. I mean, there may be opportunity. I'm opportunistic. Okay, I mean, I don't want to roll a team out there that we're going to be embarrassed by. But we also know that spending a fortune. Everyone says I spent a lot of money, and other teams did too. It doesn't guarantee you a trip to the playoffs. I think we got to look and see what we need. Obviously, we're going to need starting pitching.
We're going to need starting pitching?
He just answered his question.
Yeah, you just traded away two of the premier starting pitchers in the game, Steven.
Going to need starting pitching?
He's a hedge fund guy, so he's hedging right now. Here's more Cohen on the postseason odds.
And when you look at the probabilities, we were like 15%, and other teams were getting better. And so you have to take the odds down from that. If you're going to have a 12% chance of winning, just getting into the playoffs, those are pretty crummy odds. And I said before, hope's not a strategy.
Hope's not a strategy. Your thoughts?
Not a strategy.
If Star Wars has taught me anything, that is not true.
You know what I'd like to see is in fact, some young enterprising kid or old enterprising adult. This probably already exists, and if it is, feel free to link me on this. I'll promote it. But you know what I would like to see adopted in all of our U.S. major sports, especially baseball? I would like to see an additional statistic. I would like to see dollars spent per win. Not hard to figure out.
I bet it's already out there, actually.
I bet you it probably is. Not hard to figure out at all. Just simply take payroll and divide it by wins. Or wins and divided.
So you could do that on your own.
That's what I'm saying. But I would like to be able to go into basketball, for example, the NBA, and look at how much did the Kings pay per win versus the Lakers or the Knicks.
Warriors actually would be the one that's really interesting.
How much are the Orioles paying per win? How far off is the Orioles and Rays versus the Mets? And oh, by the way, the A's, guarantee you, not last when it comes to paying per win. They're going to be probably middle of the pack, is what my guess would be. Because I think in this day and age, more and more, we have to acknowledge, especially in baseball where the cap is a farce, we have to acknowledge not just the play on the field, but the play in the offices. And
Well, I think that's more, if anything. I mean, you've heard this in the NBA. It's like when they're evaluating, player trades, it's like, well, it's not so much the player we're trading for, it's the contract that we're trading for.
Right. It's become a real thing. You look at somebody's talent, but you also look at what they're being paid, or more to the point, what they're not being paid. You can get a steal. But I don't think that we have, for example, I'd like to see more stats on offensive linemen and what they prevent, what they do, what they don't do, so that we can start to understand. You hear, Trent Williams is a great offensive lineman. Why is that? Well, he doesn't allow sacks. He's a great run blocker. He does everything well. Okay, but what about when you get to the 10th to 30th best offensive lineman in the league? I'd like to see numbers. And I know those numbers are out there, but I'd like to see them. They're never going to be as good as yards and receiving and touchdowns, but let's throw those out there like you do saves with relief pitchers. Think about it. If saves didn't exist and every reliever just went in and pitched and you were looking at ERA, that wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's the stat that has made the reliever in many cases. When saves came about, now you have this quantification of what their contribution to the team is. You have context. They tried to do that with holds. It's just nobody cares about holds. When was the last time you talked about somebody's holds in baseball?
No, you're not going to have anyone going in the Hall of Fame for their holds.
No, you're not. But the question there is that can you prove to me that a 2 to 3 inning hold is less than sign a 9th inning save?
I cannot.
I can't either. I cannot. Why does the guy? Well, you can still pitch and score in the 4th inning as you can in the 9th inning. Now, I understand the pressure's ramped up, but pressure is not quantifiable. So when you're talking about overall wins, for example, the Baltimore Orioles have 67 wins this season. The Baltimore Orioles have a payroll of $70 million. So rough math there tells me that they're paying just over $1 million per win.
What's the math on that again? You said it's
you
payroll divided by wins.
Yeah, so
I'm about to do the Mets right now.
You put the payroll in, and then you hit divided by, and then you put the wins in. So for the Mets, it would be
50 wins.
It would be $344 million divided by 50 wins.
You ready?
Yeah, so I'm going to say it's just under 6.7 million per win.
6.88 million per win.
Yeah. That
give me the Orioles.
Again, the Orioles, this should be easy. The Orioles payroll this year is $70.5 million. So $70,500,000. And you divide that by 67 wins. So you're looking at like 1.12.
1.05.
1.05. I mean, that's so. What would we say?
They pay $5 million less than the Mets per
win.
What
were the Mets 6 or 7 million?
They were at 6.8.
6.8, right? Exactly. Now, one more. Just let me give you one more here. 56 million.
Okay.
Divided by 30.
30.
Mm-hmm. What was that?
1.86 million.
Okay, that's the A's per win. Now you compare that to the Mets. So I ask you the question, are the A's a bigger failure than the Mets this year? No. I don't think so. And I think that's a good way to quantify, or at least it's another way, I should say, to quantify team
It should
success.
be its own separate standings.
Dude, honestly, I would have absolutely no problem if you looked at standings. It was win-loss percentage, games back, home and away records, differential streak, and PPW. Price per win.
Hold on,
CPW.
I'm going to do one more. So keep that 1.86 for the A's handy. There's another team I want to
While he's doing math, Yankees are 4.9, San Diego's 4.7.
It would also be fun to do this exercise in basketball, although the disparity is not going to be that great. But I just wonder, I will bet you anything the Kings are probably a top 7, if not top 5 team.
Oh, they have to be, because I think they're like 18th or 19th in payroll last year.
I think they were right somewhere between 18th and 21st is my guess.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I heard that phone ringing. No. So the other team I want to do in division with the A's is the Angels. I think this will be fun. The Angels are 4.1 million per win. And not going to make the playoffs.
I mean, it's just spending money does not automatically get you. In fact, I don't know that it necessarily does, because you can extrapolate these numbers and you can go back 5 years, you can go back 10 years and see who consistently does better with the money they are given or the money they spend. We'll take a break, a very quick break. When we come back, Jennifer Lee Chan of NBC Sports covers the 49ers. She will join us right after this.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sacktown Sports.
Perhaps you didn't hear, but Steph Curry, he's promoting his doc, and he said, he was asked about who's greatest of all time, and he said, I think there's more than one. So Chris and I vowing we are not going to watch a documentary until he cleans up that mess and answers the question.
You got to have somebody, even if it's your dad, for God's sake, bro. Like, say somebody. Oh, there's just too many options to pick from. Okay. All right. I'll remember that when I'm thinking of the greatest shooter of all time. I'll remember that it's too hard to think of one.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sacktown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
At Wells Fargo, if you accidentally overdraw your account, we give you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with an extra day?
Sunday night and I have the Sunday scaries.
Honey, don't be scared. Every weekend comes with an extra day now.
All right. TGI Sunday.
It helps to have an extra day. When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getextra to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to timing requirements and the bank's funds availability policy. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Arizona University is expected to finalize a move to the Big 12 in the near future. If Arizona moves, Arizona State and Utah are rumored to be following. Meanwhile, Oregon, Washington, Cal, and Stanford are considering leaving for the Big 10 and putting the Pac-12's future in jeopardy. In baseball, the San Francisco Giants and Oakland A's are playing at the Coliseum for the Bay Bridge Series this weekend. Oakland A's fans are once again planning a reverse boycott for Saturday's game with sell the team towels, coordinated protest signs, chants, and more. If you can't make it to Oakland, you can listen to both games here on Sacktown Sports. Those are your headlines. It's time for the final hour of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
We're both big fans of our next guest. Niner beat writer for NBC Sports. You can check her out at Jennifer Lee Chan on Twitter. I'm looking at the bio. Always want to look at the bio when we welcome in new to us guests. 49ers beat writer for at NBCS 49ers. Okay. So far, so good. Proud USC alum. We may need to ask her about what's going on with the Pac-12.
It's also why we had her on when Jason's not here, because, UCLA boy would have been a little upset.
Mm-hmm. Pilates instructor. Wow, that's cool. She's well-rounded. That's awesome. And probably healthier than I am. Good for her.
Not saying much, but
not saying much at all. And then retired professional wrestler. That is fantastic. Joining us right now on Sacktown Sports, the home of your San Francisco 49ers. Remember that this year from NBC Sports, Jennifer Lee Chan. Jennifer, it's Dave, it's JayMarrzz. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good. Going down the bio. Just I stopped on the retired professional wrestler. I'm sorry. It got me. I was not aware of that about you, and I apologize for not having read your bio before.
All good. All good. Yeah, it's kind of a conversation starter. I retired about, I would say, 11 years ago. Concussion got me, so I was like, yeah, I think I'm good. I'm tapping out here. But yeah, it was a fun little venture into sports entertainment.
I was a wrestling guy when I was a kid, and then I got out of it. Wrestling is so much bigger now, it seems, than it was when I was growing up. No matter what I would, anyone could ever say about the sport, I've always said wrestlers have to be not just in the most ridiculous shape, but the hand-eye coordination, movement, and just danger that comes with a sport that has a script or two to it. People forget. I'm sure you're very familiar with all that and the crazy shape you all had to be in to do that.
Yeah, it's you have to be incredibly, and I'm not saying this just about myself, but like you watch the guys that do it, they're incredibly athletic. So not only is it, high risk because, you're falling from however high in the air to the ground or wherever you are, but to be able to coordinate it, it's kind of like a dance with whoever you're in the ring with. So it takes a little bit of athleticism in it, but it's definitely fun.
One last thing, and I'm done with it. I just want to know, was the concussion, was that like off some crazy move off the top rope? Did somebody miss something and accidentally slam you somewhere? Like, what did that come from?
Actually, where a lot of injuries happen is when you're kind of half going through stuff. You can either, when you're practicing, you have to either walk through or go full speed. Half speed is where things like momentum isn't going with you. So it happened during a practice and knocked heads with a girl and went on and did finish that kind of season and then called it a career.
Yeah. All right, good. We're off to the races. Jay, ask a Niner question. I could do this all day.
Jennifer Lee Chan joining us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Jennifer, Kyle mentioned in his presser the other day that he has no more concerns about Brock Purdy's elbow. We've been kind of wondering this all morning. Do you think we'll see Brock get any snaps in any of the preseason games this year?
I doubt it unless he's in for maybe a series, but I just don't think they're going to risk it at all because, what happens in preseason games, you got guys that, maybe are trying to make a name for themselves, stand out, and I just don't think they want to risk that with him with a guy that's coming back. But if he does, it maybe would be for a series or two.
And the idea, what Kyle had said, that he's not worried about the injury. He's past that Brock's done some good and bad things. All the quarterbacks have done some good and bad things so far this training camp, but he's not worried about the injury. And Brock, he said, knows what he's doing. Do you buy that? Do you really think that's out of Coach Shanahan's head?
No, I do. Both Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have been as honest as they can be with the media since they've gotten here. And honestly, I think that Brock Purdy looks like Brock Purdy. I don't think there's been a little rust, but he hadn't practiced with all 11 for about 180 days. So coming back into it, maybe it didn't look as great, but his arm strength looks good. He did some go balls that were 45, 50 yards down the field. So, he's got his strength back. He's, said he's going through some usual soreness that anybody would go through coming back. They're ramping him up accordingly, and I think he's going to be good to go.
Jennifer Lee Chan joining us. I'm glad you mentioned the go ball routes because Brandon Ayuk was talking about how he can't wait to run more go ball routes. I don't know if he mentioned that with specifically Purdy, but he said that is something he wants to see more of. We've heard a lot about Brandon Ayuk coming out of camp. Are you buying the hype that this is going to be the breakout year for Brandon?
Absolutely. It's a contract year for him, so that even makes it makes the odds of it being a big year even bigger. And he's just taken a really, really fine-tooth comb and gotten better at his route running. He is a complete professional. You can see it on the field. He's dialed in, and he has been catching everything that has been thrown at him. And the interesting thing when he spoke to the media last week was that he said, those plays, the go ball route in 3 different games that didn't go his way last year really are eating at him. And so he wants to prove that he can do it. And I think he's going to this season. He's looked really good. not only did he work on his upper body strength, but he really worked on his conditioning. So now he doesn't have to think about running on the field. He's just worried about all the little details, like being able to be where he's needed on the field at the right time and making those huge plays.
Jennifer Lee Chan, NBC Sports, joining us right now as we're talking Niners at 9 on your home of the Niners, Sacktown Sports, by the way, sacktownsports.com, where Emil Fregoso is also down at training camp every day, can keep you up to date. Jennifer, you're around these players, you're on the ground, and I'm not asking you necessarily to play psychologist, but I am curious as to the mentality overall from this team, a quiet confidence, a sense of pressure and urgency, a combination of things. How would you rate it?
One thing that Kyle Shanahan has said since he got into the building is that, you don't want the highs to be too high, lows to be too low. You want guys to be the same every single day. And I think they've had this same sense of urgency since, they started being successful. So, in 2019, when they made that kind of surprise Super Bowl run, they really got kind of dialed in, locked in, and it's really been the same mentality ever since then. Now, I think when you look at the younger guys like Deommodore Lenoir, Danny Gray, Ambry Thomas, those guys are going through those, growing pains of being young players in the NFL. And now they seem way more locked in, really understanding what it takes to be a player in the NFL and be successful. And that's the kind of change that I've seen from the younger players. But the veterans have been the same. They've always been the same. They want to win. They want to get back to the big game. And, I think this group really has good chemistry together, and you see it on the field. They're having fun, and I think it's going to be a good year for them.
Jennifer, it was obviously unfortunate to lose D'Amico Ryans to the head coaching job in Houston, but I feel like the 49ers, if, you were going to replace D'Amico Ryans, Steve Wilks is quite the replacement there. Talk about his impact on the defensive side of the ball so far in camp.
And he has been really hands-on with all the secondary. He's been seeing, making runs at Tarvarius Mooney-Ward, at Deommodore Lenoir, while they're backpedaling, making sure that their hips are in the right spot so they're getting better coverage. And while there hasn't been a lot of picks or, huge plays on balls during camp thus far, they've really had good coverage. There haven't been too many catches that have been uncontested. So I think they're getting better at their coverage because Steve Wilks has that background in defensive back coaching, and it's really kind of his specific lineage into this defensive coordinator position, and he's just so hands-on. I think they're really learning a lot of specifics from him.
Brandon Ayuk has been so fun to talk about in training camp, obviously the quarterback situation, but Javon Kinlaw has also been making some noise out of camp. Your thoughts on the ground watching him and really perhaps providing this already stud defense with another killer on the line?
Yeah, he has looked really good. I think the best camp he's had thus far. And, it's been unfortunate for him to deal with so many injuries since he's gotten to the 49ers, since he's entered the NFL. But he really is happier. You can see it on the field. He looks leaner. I mean, this is a massive guy. And the fact that he's still got better mobility. You look at, I was looking at him versus Javon Hargrave. Now, Javon Hargrave is obviously going to have a good year with the Niners, but he's got shorter legs, longer torso, so it's easier for him to get leverage. Javon Kinlaw, longer legs, a little bit shorter torso, so it takes a lot more on his body and on his knees to get lower leverage, and he's really been working on that. And his mobility now looks so much better with his knees being healthy, being able to get lower, and still being able to get around and into the pocket. So, yeah, it's exciting to see a guy who's been struggling with his health for so long to really be happy and healthy and, to show what he can do on the field.
Jennifer Lee Chan, NBC Sports, joining us. Speaking of that defensive line, obviously Nick Bosa has one side of that line locked up when he signs that new contract. Do you expect Drake Jackson's going to have that other defensive end job locked up?
If he doesn't, there's guys that he can rotate in and out with, but I think they do see a lot of potential with him, and he's really worked hard. Another guy who is young, who didn't realize what it would take to be a professional in the NFL, put on some weight, still has his mobility because he's incredibly athletic. So the fact that he's still able to get around the edge and have I think he put on like 13 pounds. So to have that extra weight, which is giving him strength, I think it's going to be a good year for him too. I mean, at least potentially a good year for Drake Jackson.
Thank you for your time, new friends. I hope during the season, when your schedule permits, you can come back and visit us. Again, we are fans of your work. I didn't know, just to put a whole bow on this whole visit, if my numbers are correct here, you walked away on a at least a 3-match winning streak solo, and last one, I believe, if I'm doing my research right, Eastside Cannery Hotel, March 9th, taking out Thug in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Listen, you walk away on top. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us. Take care.
Thanks. You guys have a good day.
Bye-bye. Yeah,
Bye.
It was awesome, man. She took out Thug in 219, defeated Destamina in 645, and had beaten what was this other one here? I mean, she had a 3-match streak going, and then just walked away on top for her. And now she's doing great work with NBC, and you can follow her on Twitter, see her on the app as well, and we appreciate her joining us. Let's recap some of this Niner talk, if you will. We'll take your phone calls at 1-800-920-1140. You can always text us at 916-339-1140. We got Niners. We still got to go streaking. We still got to do celebrity birthdays. We still got to do Whitey and Watkins.
I saw you went to Canada and streaking.
I did. I did streak in Canada in celebration of the Kings' first preseason game.
NBA Canada games coming up this year, baby.
The debut of Friday Fun and Games with Whitey Gleason. I am scared and excited. We'll do all that next.
It's the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa. Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Sacktown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. Golf to Go. Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Sacktown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports.
Doobie Brothers bringing us back. Sacktown Sports. Carmichael Dave, JayMarrzz, in for Jason Ross. He will be back on Monday. Kyle Ledbetter behind the glass. Please do not forget Whitey Watkins joining us momentarily, shortly here in a few minutes. And then celebrity birthdays, Friday Fun and Games with Whitey. Kyle, you gave me a look. I don't know what that was.
Who did you say this song was by?
Doobie Brothers bringing us back.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why?
Is it mislabeled in the system?
Yeah, is it mislabeled?
No,
No, it's okay. What? No, it's fine.
I had no idea who sang in Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah, the Doobie Brothers did.
Yeah, I had no idea who that was.
Yep.
I just learned that today.
Huey Lewis, the original singer for, actually, Mitch brought it up, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and then went on to join up with the News, and then the Doobie Brothers singing within Huey Lewis in the News. They went on to form grunge band, a couple of their kids, Alice in Chains, a few years later. So that's Kyle Ledbetter, and we'll do celebrity birthdays a little bit later. Right now, Niners recap. Thanks to Jennifer Lee Chan for joining us. And we're almost done with training camp, Guy.
Are you excited? I'm excited. I'm so over training camp.
I am a, you know what? Call me a pointer brother, because I am so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Are you about to lose control?
And I think I like it.
Wow. Amazing.
I absolutely do. I am very, very excited. Here we go almost. And yeah, you got to get through preseason and all that stuff. Is this line one? Did you screen this yet, Kyle? Okay, go ahead. Please screen it, because I I don't want to say what the caller ID says, but it's.
What does it say?
It says.
Let me see.
It says that.
Oh, that's a normal caller.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, you can take that.
I didn't.
That's actually if you want to pick it up.
I can go ahead and pick it up. All right.
10?
Caller, you're on the air with Dave and Jay. Good morning.
Good morning, JayMarrzz, Carmichael Dave, and Kyle Ledbetter. Hey, so De'Aaron Fox, he got the Jerry West Award, Clutch Player of the Year, first ever in NBA. I haven't been keeping up with the NFL. Does the NFL have a Clutch Award or anything like that? And if they do, I think it should go to Aaron Rodgers, right?
Look, first off, no. If they do, I don't know that they do, and I don't think they do. Because secondly, we don't talk about clutch much in the NFL, do we?
Unless
you're a
it's
quarterback in the Super Bowl.
That's it. That's all we talk about is clutch quarterbacks.
But we don't talk about like, oh man, that receiver's clutch, dude. That guy got the sack at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk about it that much. Baseball, we talk about clutch all the time.
Oh yeah.
By the way, that's the question. Why do we not have a clutch hitter award in baseball? Or do we? And I've never heard of it.
That
Why? There's no more pressure in any American sport than baseball.
Clutch hitter. Would the clutch pitcher award just automatically be the best closer?
Probably. I think it's got to be a clutch hitter. I wouldn't even bring it up.
And then it would be the clutch quarterback award.
Yeah.
Okay. Clutch quarterback award. Who do you name it after? Joe Montana?
I think so. 4-0, undefeated, and
some major comebacks.
John Taylor, 91 seconds, everything that goes with that. Absolutely.
Tom Brady also might be eligible for that.
Yeah, but he lost.
That's true.
That's not close.
It's very LeBron James.
The Nick Foles Award.
There you go. Well, then we'd have to call it a whole different award.
We call it the BDN Clutch Award.
Okay, who would get the clutch hitter named after them in baseball? Clutch hitter award.
That's a really good question. Like who? I'm thinking off the top of my head. Like
who's the clutchiest hitter?
David Ortiz.
Clutchiest.
Poppy's not a bad one.
It's not a bad one. Who is the clutchiest hitter in baseball history?
Remember, baseball's weird, so you need an American League and a National League.
Yeah, I mean, Joe DiMaggio was pretty clutch. Not just saying.
Kirk Gibson might actually.
Yeah,
just because of the one.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm wondering. But I don't know what maybe Kirk Gibson. And by the way, here's the other thing. You got to do a whole thing here, which we need to take some time to do. For example, what defines clutch?
Getting a hit in the right moment.
So does it have to be
like game winning?
What are your numbers in the last 3 innings? Right, when you are tied or down.
Okay,
and then you'd almost have to, because there's different clutch situations. For example,
you'd have to throw extras in there.
You'd have to throw extras in there, of course. You'd have to throw in game-winning hits in there, and walk-off hits. And then what is it? Are you down 3? Is there anything more clutch than being down 3? 3-2 is the count, or even 0-2 is the count. 2 outs, and you hit a granny to walk off. That's like the clutchiest play in baseball.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I definitely it'd have to be a point system like that. That's correct.
And if you want to talk about clutchiest moments in baseball, Mazeroski in the World Series,
Joe Carter
in the World Series, Luis Gonzalez in the World Series.
I mean, Reggie Jackson just overall in the World Series. Gibson again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm talking about like series walk-offs though. That's an interesting concept.
I actually like the Poppy Ortiz Award. I think is pretty good.
Yeah,
for clutch hitter, at least in the American League.
Well, I will tell you this though. I have in front of me the players with the most walk-off hits. The most career walk-off hits in baseball history. Get off the computer, Kyle. The most career walk-offs in baseball history.
I'm working over here.
Oh, you are working? Okay. All right. Then.
He's like Nate, just sports
return. Yeah, doing okay. That's fine. The most career walk-offs in baseball history.
I need a hint.
You do. Retired.
Okay.
Modern era.
Okay. Okay, what modern era? Because like MLB considers modern era.
You watched this guy play a lot. No, and that's not a Dodger hint either. I'm saying just in general, you're aware of this guy. You watched the bulk, if not his entire career. He's a very recognizable name. I am not sure if he is. Here's the thing. I'm not sure he's in the Hall of Fame yet, though I believe. Why do I feel like he is?
It would be the guy with the most walk-off hits in MLB history would not be in the Hall of Fame. That's very baseball.
He is. Yeah, he's been in the Hall of Fame for 5 years. I'm an idiot. There you go. He's been in the Hall of Fame 5 years. He was inducted in 2018. I would say this guy's career, if you had to think about it, little bit underrated.
Jeter.
No, he's not underrated.
You know, the first thing I think of Derek Jeter is underrated.
I would say this. For a guy who hit 612 home runs, he's not talked about enough. We don't talk about this guy.
I automatically went to Pujols, but he's not in the Hall.
612, batting average of 276,
I know who it is.
2,300 hits, 1,700 runs batted in. He played for a couple of them were the same, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. Was a 5-time All-Star. AL Comeback Player of the Year in 06.
This is killing me. I mean, you've given me every hint imaginable.
You really don't know who this is?
No.
Hey, stop making fun of him.
I'm also on like an hour.
That's my job.
Shut up.
I will say this. He played the first 11 years. By the way, you let me know when you want me, because I hate this part too. Like, I've been in your spot.
I'm very
he
upset.
played his first 11 seasons, I believe, with the Indians. And then he went to the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh my gosh. It's that guy.
Let me see if the chat's got
my guy. You nailed it.
Wow, you know what? The chat has not.
Just tell me.
The chat has not gotten it yet. And all right, I'll tell you what. I'll give you something that rhymes with to see if you get it. All right. If you and I hung out outside of this place and we were both younger and hipper, we might call each other homie. I'm letting you off the hook, dude. Jim Thome.
Oh my!
You should honestly go flush
the
your
Indians
head.
thing, the Cleveland, Philly.
You're thinking of Philly, right?
Yeah, if you would have said Dodgers,
Jim Thome. It's actually, but here's the thing.
Jim Thome.
With you, I actually like holding you over because you always know the thing.
I know. That's why I threw my phone.
It's like a special moment when you don't.
Take it in.
Jim Thome has the most career walk-off hits in baseball history. 13 walk-off home runs, of which 8 came in extra innings. Various players share the previous record of 12. By the way, he's also famous for hitting home runs. Oh, my God. He's also famous for hitting home runs. Guys, how many stadiums did Jim Thome hit a home run in? Please keep in mind there's 30.
Yeah, but there's new stadiums that opened during his career. 36.
Wow. You think he hit a home run in every single stadium plus 4?
I'm not going to ruin the bit. Let's say 18.
Jim Thome hit home runs in 48 stadiums.
That's a lot of stadiums.
Wow.
Major league stadiums?
Yeah. That will never, ever. You know what?
48?
Shout out to, it is officially a Jim Thome Friday.
Day.
Jim Thome, everybody, the clutchest player to ever play. And that's your Niners recap. When we come back, let's go streaking. We'll do celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. And then it's Friday Fun and Games with,
by the way,
why do you listen?
Big celebrity birthdays today.
Really?
Some big names.
I'm aware of 0. This will be fun, and we'll do it next.
Jimmy G and the Raiders take on the 49ers Sunday, August 13th from Allegiant Stadium in Vegas.
And Sacktown Sports has all your coverage.
Kyle's offense versus Josh's offense, just different mindset behind it. So I think revamping the mind like that is the first step, and then just relearning the language. Basically like going Spanish to French, something like that.
The voice of the Niners, Greg Papa, has the kickoff at 1 p.m. on Sacktown Sports.
Your home for the 49ers.
Get ready for a night with Cole Swindell. The 2023 ACM Song of the Year winner hits Heart Health Park at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Saturday, September 9th for the CITP2 Fest. And Cole's bringing some friends like Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, Matt Stell, and more. Tickets start at $40 at CITPFest.com.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Where are you on your financial journey? Wherever it is, Safe Credit Union has a checking account made just for you. Jason Ross here, and I can tell you with 4 different safe checking account options, one is sure to fit your needs. And with easy, secure, and personalized service to early paydays, overdraft protection, and exclusive members-only perks, safe checking accounts truly put you and your financial future first. Find a safe checking account you will love at safecu.org/checking. Safe Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get 10% off all kitchen cabinet orders of $1,000 or more. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members earn double the bonus points on select stock cabinets through August 4th. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Must ask cashier to apply discount barcode at time of purchase. Discount on cabinet purchase only. Coupon cannot be used with any other discount. Valid 7/27 through 8/9. Bonus points calculated before tax and fees after applicable discounts, if any.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Sacktown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Arizona University is expected to finalize a move to the Big 12 in the near future. If Arizona does move, Arizona State and Utah are rumored to be following. Meanwhile, Oregon, Washington, Cal, and Stanford are considering leaving for the Big Ten and putting the Pac-12's future in jeopardy. Over in baseball, the San Francisco Giants and Oakland Athletics are playing at the Coliseum Saturday and Sunday as part of the Bay Bridge Series. Oakland A's fans are once again planning a reverse boycott for Saturday's game with sell the team towels, coordinated protests, signs, chants, and more. If you can't make it to Oakland, check out both games here on Sacktown Sports. If you missed any of today's show, you can listen to all 4 hours on our podcast and YouTube feeds at sacktownsports.com. It's the final half hour of the show, and it is time to go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
Before we get to streaking, this can be one of those things where you can't really transition out of it, but
great.
Former Sacramento King Terrence Williams was sentenced to 10 years in prison for masterminding a scheme, you might have heard of this a while ago, to steal $5 million from the NBA's health care plan. He admitted a year ago this month to orchestrating the conspiracy in which he roped in 18 former basketball players to defraud the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan. In addition to the prison time, he also has to pay more than $3.1 million in restitution and forfeitures. Another person involved in this, let me find it here, allegedly, was Sebastian Telfair.
Oh, Seabass.
Just FYI, the combined earnings during their time in the NBA, Telfair and Williams, in which I'm pretty sure Telfair made more, $360 million. That's just a sad thing.
That has to be Telfair.
He made a little bit of money, but yeah, Telfair made himself.
I thought the whole thing was because he chose to wear Jason Williams 55 that they finally came down. Hey, so you know your Jason Williams throwback can also double as a Terrence Williams throwback because he wore 55.
Well, Terrence will have a lot of time to think about that. So Sad news out of I guess technically the NBA.
Yeah, you seem real broken up.
I'm just saying it sucks. I hate to hear stuff like that. Like, come on, guys. I want to
get it together.
Just, come on. Jeez. All right. We're going streaking. Who's streaking? Who's doing
I feel like first I need to apologize
You
because
Yeah.
I didn't know that you were throwing it to that, and having John Fogerty underneath that headline was a problem.
I was going to, I agree with him,
That's
actually.
not on him. That's on me. I'm the one that chose
I'm
to
just
go
saying
that.
the John Fogerty
I'm sorry, just
story.
you reading that story and having John Fogerty play underneath it was not the best choice on my part.
Yeah, you could have waited for Friday Fun and Games. For that one.
Yes. Let's go streaking, please. For the love of God. Who I'm up to 0.
Well, so you were at 0, but you went for the Canadian love of Freddie Freeman, and Freddie Freeman batted 5 times and got 3 hits.
Yeah, he did. So my streak is 3.
Not quite.
Okay. All right, let's go, Dave.
Your Canada streak is 1, Dave.
Going into the weekend, up 1.
Streaker Dave.
That's me.
JayMarrzz, you had Will Smith, not the famous actor, the Dodgers catcher.
Yeah.
And he got a hit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at our Dodgers, Dave, coming through for us.
Sign of the times when somebody says Will Smith, the famous actor.
Yeah, JayMarrzz was singing a Will Smith
Yeah,
song.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just I still think of Fresh Prince. I still think of Parents Just Don't Understand.
You have really shown your age at different
I
times
understand that, and I'm fine with that. It's gotten to the point where life has begun to take away from us rather than give back to us each and every day as we march towards impending death.
Anyways, Jason.
I love John Fogerty underneath that.
Jason Ross is also part of this game.
Yes. Well, I guess first me. I had Adolis Garcia.
Oh, wow.
I was going in order of people who are here.
I guess first.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Jason's been at this station for 46 years.
Yeah, apologies. Sorry, I just had the list here. So I had Adolis Garcia. I had a streak of 1. He got a hit, 1 for 4. I had a streak of 2.
Good job.
And then Jason had Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan Alvarez.
And he had a streak of 2. Sorry, John Fogerty threw me off.
Happens to everyone.
Yordan Alvarez.
Jordan Fogerty.
John Fogerty, who you lose in the news.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, of the Doobie Brothers. Go ahead.
Yordan Alvarez was playing against Jason's Yankees. Interesting choice by him, but Alvarez got a hit.
Hey, wow. So did everybody get a hit?
All 4 of us.
All 4 of us?
That's boring.
So
Nobody gets the sounder?
Jason goes into his long weekend with a streak of 3. Jay, you're at 2. Dave, you're at 1. I'm at 2.
Okay. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends.
Well, we got to pick our streakers, sir.
I was just saying, birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends. As far as today's game goes.
Nice recovery there.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, let's see. I'm going to, you know what? Give me Ellie De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds, because why not?
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Nationals.
Good pick.
Yeah, of course it is. Probably
All
not.
right.
It's probably not a good pick.
I am going to go with Adley Rutschman.
I am going to take Kyle Tucker.
I'll get Jason's later.
Okay.
Let's celebrity birthday it.
Brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends. Nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies are so good. Yum, 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 Crumble Cookie.
We, your taste buds, wish you would.
Yeah, was that Whitey? Was that Whitey in here doing that?
Nope.
No,
Sure
I
wasn't.
think that was Whitey doing the theme.
No.
Crumble Cookies are so good. Well, your taste buds wish you would. I'm Whitey. Celebrity birthdays. Brought to you by Crumble Cookies.
Happy birthday to the 44th United States President, Barack Obama.
I was like, dude, you just gave away his birthday. He's 44.
Yeah.
Barack Obama. Barack Obama. By the way, every day when Whitey comes in, and it's very polite of him, he looks in the window to get the okay to come in. I just want to say, Whitey, you don't have to ever ask permission to come in. You just roll right in. No one's going to.
You want to play celebrity birthdays?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Barack Obama, how old are you today?
Happy 60th birthday, Barack Obama.
Kyle Ledbetter.
I'll say 58.
Circle gets the square. Carmichael Dave, 62.
Yeah.
Barack Obama. Happy birthday, Roger Clemens.
By the way, Barack Obama would have had a really neat, Michael Buffer boxing intro name.
Yeah.
Barack Obama.
Roger Clemens is celebrating a birthday today.
58.
Okay.
61.
Kyle Ledbetter on the money. 61 years old is Roger Clemens.
That was close.
Happy birthday going out to Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, God. Billy Bob Thornton in the blood vial. I'm going to say he's 66.
Kyle?
Oh, let's
Put it
say.
in your monitor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on you.
How old is he in Bad Santa? Let's go 70.
You guys are tied. He's 68. Oh. Happy birthday to Meghan Markle.
Oh, okay.
I think that's like Your Highness Meghan Markle or something. Her Royal Majesty.
Princess,
right?
right?
Princess. Yeah, I don't know. Meghan Markle is 39.
42.
Kyle Ledbetter on the money, 42 years old.
That's 2 he's gotten on the money.
Happy birthday to Sacramento's own Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig, who is smashing the box office with Barbie. She's going to be the hottest director around. Greta Gerwig is 43.
We'll say 39.
Kyle gets you again. 40 years young is Greta Gerwig.
I hate this game so much.
Today. Happy birthday to Yo-Yo. Remember the rapper Yo-Yo in the early 90s?
Yeah.
Wasn't
go ahead,
around.
Kyle. You go first.
Well, I guess Jay helped
You're
a
so
little
lucky
bit.
he said early 90s.
Yeah, I would have said. Let's go 47.
I'll go 48.
52, Dave with the win there.
That's cheating.
And finally,
yeah.
the twins.
Mary-Kate and Ashley?
No, close.
Oh, the Minnesota.
No, the ones from Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. Also, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Dylan and Cole Spruce.
35.
33?
Kyle Ledbetter with the win. 31.
31. Wow.
That is your celebrity birthdays on
Zach and
Sacktown Sports.
Dylan Spruce. I should have known better. We'll take a break.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah, I
Your
love that show.
Children didn't watch that, huh?
When we come back, Whitey Watkins and the debut of Friday Fun and Games powered by Whitey Gleason. I'm scared. We'll figure it out next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sacktown Sports.
There's only 4 tiers. Aaron Rodgers is in tier 1.
It's fine. Aaron Rodgers continues to be talked about as one of the greatest cornerbacks of this generation. He's got as many Super Bowls as Joe Flacco.
How many MVPs does Joe Flacco win?
He won
a Super Bowl MVP?
Boom.
Whatever. I meant regular season, but that's true.
It doesn't matter. You asked what you asked, okay?
Yes, I did. Yes, it is what it is.
What great insight. It is what it is. Guess you can't do anything about it.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sacktown Sports.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pi customer.
As a small business, we're always looking for ways that we can offer the quality product and get some cost savings.
Meet Michelle from J.J. Pfister Distilling Company, a small business in California. When looking for workers' comp coverage tailored to the company's needs, she discovered Pi Insurance.
We heard about Pi Insurance being geared for a small business, gave Pi a call, and ended up switching.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypi.com. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate, so your workers' comp audit experience is simplified.
We saved about 30% off of our workers' comp insurance when we switched to Pi.
It's as easy as pie to get the savings you deserve. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pi. Or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypi.com. That's trypie.com.
Listen to Oakland A's baseball on the weekends all season long right here on Sacktown Sports, beginning with the pregame show brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Summer is so great for many things, but it's also a great time to get your home evaluated for solar. And while you're at it, make sure that roof on your house, it's in good shape. ACR Solar and Home Services would love to meet you and show you the kind of quality you can expect from ACR. I went to ACR Solar, and I could not be happier with the work that they did on our roof. So go to acrsolar.com and start your savings today. ACR Solar and Home Services, quality, value, and integrity since 1979.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories,
Hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and JayMarrzz.
Off-air conversation spilling on. Whitey and Watkins here. Like some people, we're talking about yo-yoing. And some of those yo-yos have like glow-in-the-dark and lights and stuff like that. And Chris is wet blanketing the walking the dog trick and the yo-yo, and I'm
shocking.
Like, no, I'm saying that's cool, and you're like,
I think the trick itself is cool.
Right.
I think that it's kind of lame to spend enough time to excel in yo-yoing.
If I whipped a yo-yo out of my back pocket right now,
I would be like, that's
this.
super.
First
off, super lame. You have a yo-yo in your back pocket at the age of question.
Probably my backpack.
Let me take you back eons ago. Caveman Chris, dude, it's fire. Yeah,
but it's kind of hot.
Smoky.
Yeah, like you could die.
You could burn yourself with that.
Yeah.
The fridge, it keeps food cold. Yeah,
but it's so big,
it's like a big
takes
box.
up a lot of space.
Your arm opening the
He's the ultimate. If I win the lottery, I got to pay the taxes.
Got to.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Welcome in, fellas. And how are you? Everything good?
Good. I'm great because I got my own parking space now because there's a great parking space under the satellite dish, and there's a beehive on the satellite dish, so nobody parks there.
No.
I don't mind the bees, and I'm like, great, I'll take this spot.
There is another reason why nobody parks there.
What is that?
And you may find that out today. It's also a very popular place for birds.
I park.
Haven't had that problem.
Haven't had that problem yet?
No,
Okay.
no. I think the birds are keeping the bees away.
Also,
Birds
a lot
and
of
the
parking
bees.
places outside the building, as a matter of fact, as well. So
Yes.
Well, they're not anymore.
Not
They're
anymore.
all
That's a
taken
great
up.
point.
They're all
It's
taken
a
up.
popular spot to park.
Yeah.
JayMarrzz is gone. Normally, that means JayMarrzz is doing Friday Fun and Games, but in a lovely turn of events, Whitey Gleason, Friday Fun and Games has been handed over to you.
Well, thanks.
You're
I
in
appreciate
charge.
that.
I'm
It's an honor.
excited.
Welcome to the Football Feud special
wow.
Carmichael Dave edition.
Wow.
Wait,
It's time to play Football Feud.
look at that.
Let's meet our teams for today.
Okay.
You've got Carmichael Dave and his nephew Kyle. It's the Carmichael Dave family.
Guys, my adult son,
Yes,
Kyle.
sir.
Young enough to be his child. Yeah.
He- just shut up over there, guy.
And Chris Watkins has brought his uncle.
Yes.
Uncle Yeah, welcome.
Okay.
Let me have Chris Watkins and Carmichael Dave up here.
Okay.
Guys, ready?
Yeah. Now are we doing the thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
but you just need to.
Okay.
I like your squid noise.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what's your noise going to be?
So you're Mario jumping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think this is kind of an easy one to start with here.
Uh-huh.
We have the top 5 on the board.
Ah.
These are facts. These are not someone's opinion.
No.
These are facts.
Facts.
So name, by buzzing in here first, name the NFL team that the 49ers all time have the fewest wins against. Yes, Dave.
The Houston Texans.
Houston Texans.
Oh, good
Number 2 answer.
Thank you. Thank
You have an answer, Chris?
I will say let's say Dave had a good idea there. We'll go with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Good answer.
Jacksonville
Good
Jaguars.
answer.
Good one.
Tied with 4, so you tie Dave.
Oh my
So
goodness.
control of the board here to Dave and Kyle. And yeah, we have the top 5 on the board. So tied for second there, Houston with 4, Jacksonville 4. That's the teams that the 49ers have the fewest wins against.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Kyle and I are guessing now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and
If
if
you'd
you
like to
can,
play.
or do you want to play? Pass or play?
Kyle?
I have an answer.
Okay, then we will play.
You're gonna
Whitey.
play. All right.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
I deserve the play.
Give me more than one
All
answer.
right.
Yeah.
I'm going to nominate Cleveland.
Cleveland Browns?
Yeah.
Survey says that's the number 10 answer. I'm
All
sorry.
right. All right. Great job,
So,
Kyle.
yeah.
Wait, did they
Strike one
count
against
the
you.
old franchise that
Oh,
moved
they
to Baltimore?
don't. Sky.
That's dumb.
It's not. That's if you look it up in the record
It's
books.
functional.
Yeah.
The Browns
Right.
assumed the
Even
old.
Well, then I would have guessed the other team.
Yeah, but you know what? Could have, should have. We don't have the music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, they're NFC, but I'm gonna I'm gonna go.
Is he always like this?
Yes,
Like family gatherings, and
right?
things?
He just
Yeah.
rolls on in. You're sitting there eating Thanksgiving. He's like, "Hey, come see my show tonight." What? I know they're NFC. I'm playing with fire here, but I'm going to stick with expansion. Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers.
Oh, God,
Good
that's
guess.
100% not the top 5 because of how excited he was.
Not even in the top 10.
Oh, wow.
Strike two.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
make fun of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, shut up.
So, Kyle, you guys have 2 strikes here.
I literally gave you an answer.
If you strike out, they have a chance to scoop and score.
Yeah, you better get this one. No pressure.
Baltimore Ravens?
Yes.
Number 1 answer!
Hey, he redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
49ers
Well
with 2 wins against them. They've only played them 6 times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so back over to Dave.
Back over to
Kyle,
Dave.
for now, a save the day.
JayMarrzz, you ready to steal?
It's got to be an AFC team here. I am going to say
No pressure, but you could lose the game.
Yeah, 1,000,000,000% could lose the game. I'm gonna say
team that the 49ers have the fewest wins against.
You know what? And I know that they have at least one against this team. I'll say the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins, huh?
Yeah.
AFC team, right?
Yeah.
Number 5 is the Miami Dolphins.
What's up?
Yeah.
They take the board?
No, there's one left.
Oh.
So this is the number 3 answer. Or it's tied for second.
Yeah.
With
Okay, we just need a team.
Baltimore, they beat the Baltimore Ravens twice. They beat Houston 4 times, Jacksonville 4 times. They beat Miami 6 times. There's one other team that they've beaten only 6 times. Name that team and win.
Got to be an AFC
Miss
team.
it, and they can scoop and score.
I think I'm going to go off the board here, and I know there's pressure.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
You guys can talk it over, but remember, they obviously are privy to your discussion.
Who are you, what?
An expansion team
Yeah.
around the same time.
Are we going
in the
Tennessee
NFC.
Titans?
No, because they were the Oilers before.
Oh, and that counts, right? We go back through the history.
That's
way?
correct, David.
Okay, so go ahead.
I'm going to go Carolina Panthers.
No, stop.
I'm sorry. You already guessed. I'm sorry. And it wasn't correct then, and it's not correct now. But you
That's
still have
exactly
hope,
what I
Dave.
was thinking.
Yeah,
They
I
have
know.
to come up with the team.
We think we got it.
We think we have it.
All right.
We both agreed on it.
NFL team 49ers have the fewest wins against. Baltimore 2, Houston 4, Jacksonville 4, Miami 6. What other team have they only beaten?
We're
6
going
times?
to go with the New England Patriots.
New England Patriots. Survey says it's the Buffalo Bills.
Look at us.
Same division. We had it.
Dave and Kyle
Yes,
win.
we are the best.
Yeah, we are.
Quick question.
Thanks, Dad.
Has it changed? Is it now the Carolina Panthers again? Are they in there? Have they moved into the top 5?
They moved into the top 5 in the last
This is the part where I give the
15
answers and everyone goes, number 6, Denver. Number 7, Kansas City. Number 8, Chargers. Number 9, Las
Chargers.
Vegas. And number 10, Cleveland.
Cleveland. I guess Cleveland. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you won that round, and I don't know. You can go one more round, or we can.
I think we definitely go one more round. Let's go.
I think we have to go.
I think it's what? Kyle and Jay to the podium?
Yes. I have the top 9 on the board. I may have to shorten that.
This
huh?
might, you're good. This might be the best Friday Funny games I've ever played.
Yeah, because you would.
That's right.
All right. So Kyle and JayMarrzz, what are your guys' buzzers?
It's mine.
So I guess I'm Mario then.
It's mine.
No, you can do whatever you please.
Yeah, your buzzer is Panthers.
Top 9 on the board.
All right.
Name the quarterback who's thrown the most career touchdown passes in history.
Panthers.
Yes, I heard JayMarrzz.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, number 1 answer.
Yeah.
You have the number 1 answer, which means you can pass or you can play.
Oh, please pass.
All right, we'll play.
They're going to play.
He just said.
I thought you said play.
He just said, I think we should pass. And you go, oh, we'll play.
That's
Wow.
like
You said
That's
play.
like having Phil Luckett as your partner.
That was great.
That was brutal.
It's fine. It's
Chris
fine.
Watkins.
We'll
All
be
right.
fine.
Yeah. Top 9 here. Quarterbacks with the most career touchdown passes. Brady, by the way, 649.
Yeah, that guy. I'm going to go with Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
Good answer.
Number 2 answer.
Well done.
571.
Thank you.
You guys are on a roll, JayMarrzz.
Go ahead,
Show
JayMarrzz.
me Peyton Manning.
Number 3 answer.
Yeah.
539. No strikes against you.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre. Number 4
Oh,
answer.
yeah.
One more and 3 chances to do it.
Yeah.
Show me Dan Marino.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Number 7 is Dan
Yeah,
Marino.
you're
Now
tearing.
we're getting close.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go
Jeff
with
Short's still on
Top 9 on the board. Quarterbacks who've thrown the most career touchdown passes. We got Brady, we got Breeze, we got Manning, we got Favre, we got Marino. No strikes against you.
None.
Yeah.
In the feud.
Mm.
The football
Let's go.
feud. The Friday football
Joe
feud.
Montana.
Survey!
Yeah,
Not in the top 9. Strike one against you. JayMarrzz?
Show me Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers,
All right,
number
that's
5.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
475.
I think all these X's are going to come from my side over here.
Well, you're the guy that said please tag.
I did request this. I was like, I know the top, but this bottom is where things get shaky.
What?
Hey now, let's go with
Only 3 names left on the board.
Yeah, that's a real toughie.
A toughie, he says.
Toughie, real toughie.
Show me Jonathan Tuffy.
How about Phillip Rivers?
Excuse me.
Hey, relax.
Yeah,
That's the right
it's
answer.
a really good answer.
Number 6 is
Oh,
Come on.
only 2 guys left.
Come on.
Yeah.
Ricky.
And I think if you guys win this, since there's more answers in the category,
We are the champions?
I believe you would win.
That's how it
You know what? I'm okay with that.
I believe you'd win.
Want the knife? Yes.
We have a 3rd round, but unless you want to stick around on our show, I don't think you can get
I got a meeting.
Golly gosh darn.
Take your time.
Show me
quarterbacks with the most career touchdown passes.
Russell Wilson.
Russell
gosh,
Wilson.
I know
Survey! Sorry, that's 2 strikes.
Could be where we lose it here.
Yes,
ever.
You guys have 1 through 7. Only need 8 or 9 to win the round and today's championship.
I have an idea. I don't like this answer, but I feel like show me Warren Moon.
That was what to be honest with you, that's the answer I have on deck if we needed to steal.
I wouldn't use it, Dave, because that's
not
on the board.
I had it on deck, but I wouldn't have said it.
Okay.
All right.
Fine. That's
I
fine.
believe their answer is Panthers.
The
Jake
quarterback
Delhomme.
who's thrown the
you say
most career
Anthem?
touchdown passes in history. Brady, Breeze, Manning, Favre, Rodgers, Rivers, Marino. There are 2 names left. You get 1 shot, Dave and Kyle. Get it right. You
On
win.
his phone there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
missed
you
it.
just Google.
Oh no! Oh, hold on!
no,
That's
no.
where I was. No, I got a message from the car place. I know that is kind
With
of
the
cheating,
answers.
but that
All right, what is it?
It's from the Carolina.
Jake Delhomme?
No.
Yeah, there's it.
That's an answer. That's an answer.
That's not a guess.
No.
That was a
For what
joke
it's
of a
worth,
Panthers quarterback.
Number 8 has 418, and number 9 has 381.
That gives it away.
I have an idea who one of them is, but I don't want to guess it without conferring.
It's okay.
You guys can,
No,
confirm.
do you think it's Ben Roethlisberger?
I think it could be Ben Roethlisberger. I don't think it's Steve Young.
I
don't think it's.
I think just outside is Manning and
it's not-
Carson Palmer.
I mean, could it be
I
Eli
think
Manning?
the show's almost over, so guess.
I say Eli Manning or Ben Roethlisberger.
I think you
Can't
guys
do
should go
both.
with both of those answers.
All right, he guessed it. You know what? That way I can blame him. Let's go Ben Roethlisberger.
Number 9 with 381 is Matt Ryan.
Can I guess number 8? Oh, never mind.
No, you're taking away
If it's
strong.
Ben Roethlisberger, Dave and Kyle win. If it's
You
not,
said Matt Ryan's number 9?
yes. If it's not, Chris and JayMarrzz
Holy,
win.
might be Ben
Number
Ryan.
8 all-time touchdown passes with 418. Big Ben Ryan.
Yes! He redeemed himself. Look at that. Wow. Unbelievable.
Carmichael Dave with football feud win.
Wow. What have you won? A weekend. Fantastic. What's coming up on the show?
I'm exhausted. I'm going to
Aren't
need a
you?
shower. Yeah,
You're kind of, yeah.
Jerry Reynolds today.
Hey, I remember him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's good. He knows
guy.
basketball.
Yes.
Those
By the way,
guys have NFL Network Steve Weish coming up today as well.
That's
That as
correct.
well.
You know who called me yesterday? You don't. It's a rhetorical question. Guess who I
Ben Roethlisberger.
you're close.
The Panthers.
Here's how the phone call started, Whitey. Hey, is this famous Carmichael Dave?
Coach T?
Tom Abeta Marco called me.
Nice.
I have not heard from him in over a decade. Said to say hello. For everybody. No, he didn't. For everybody, thanks so much. Whitey Watkins next. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye now.
See, I'm a loser.
Need the latest on your Kings?
And Nerlens, in all fairness, I mean, he can protect the basket. Very unselfish player.
Looking for the freshest scoop on the Niners?
Trey Lance not being on the roster is an option for them. Why else